We're back with some Beer Fest now. Oh, they have an order. That's nice. First up is crispy treats. So I have the beer chat on so you guys can see what people are talking about. I'm excited about this one specifically. Oh shit, I gotta unmute that. They're not on yet, but I have it muted. They don't have any music or anything, but yeah, this will be starting up any minute. So 2 weeks ago I did a beer festival. Oh my god, who was it? I think it was Modest Brewing out of Minnesota did. It was like Special Reserve Mallow, and it tasted exactly like a Rice Krispie treat. They called it a pastry lager. This is Crispy Squares. They got the name wrong on their little overhead thing there. It's Crispy Squares by Three Sons Brewing, and it's a pastry lager, which is a new category that I am just getting familiar with. Brewed with marshmallow, and it's 5%, so we're not like breaking the my brain on this one. But I love the design. I mean, every can that I've been sent for this festival.
What's up? What's up? Welcome back. We are now into
loud.
the tasting portion of our event,
Is he too
which
loud?
I personally have been waiting for all day. We are going to kick things off with
Crispy
one
Squares.
of the lighter beers that we have had today. This is Crispy Squares from our good friends Three Sons down in Florida. If you haven't experienced the Florida beer scene, you should.
I have not.
It is certainly
I'm lower than he is.
moment. So much incredible beer coming out of Florida.
And all right, I want you to be able to hear him, but I want you to be able to hear me more.
Corey and Alex at Three Sons.
Is that better?
So, without further ado, Corey and
more
Alex,
beards.
welcome to the program.
More beards. You have to have a beard to brew beer. It's the law.
What's up? Thanks for being here.
Better.
Thank you to everybody else who's tuned in. They could be anywhere in the world, but
I'm gonna put them down a little bit more.
They could, and they're here with us now. Oh my gosh, I can't.
Ready to crack the crispy squares. I have water this time.
Gentlemen, I see some art behind you. Are you in the brewery, both of you, right now?
Oh, they got the hop culture art.
I'm not. I'm currently I'm residing in the Palace of Alapata at the moment.
Right on.
I'm at the brewery, in the office.
I have my taster.
Nice.
Just in case, but I'm sure I'm gonna like this one.
Behind you, Corey, is that someone who does art for you guys, or is that just a cool piece of art?
It's
ASMR.
It's a cool piece of art that I got from a buddy of mine. I used to throw like underground parties here at the brewery before it opened.
Whoa.
Yeah, and it was during Art Basel.
This doesn't smell the same as the other one did. I mean, why would it smell the same? But
a buddy of mine, he knows all like the
it just
OG
smells like a beer
in Miami.
Oh my god, that's really light colored.
And so I started a thing called Craft Culture, and it was
an event a nice pour
surrounding the Art Basel week, and basically we just invited artists up to like come and drink for free and chill. And if they wanted to like do some stuff on the walls and like have fun, and so yeah, a couple years in a row we did it, and artists came up, and it got bigger and bigger until this year. Obviously, we didn't end up.
IW, have you tried those beers I sent you? The 3 bean from
COVID thing.
What's it called?
But
6 Point.
So yeah, it was cool. My buddy had brought up a whole bunch of paintings as like an expo, and he was like, "Yeah, man, if you want to keep one or two of them."
I can't wait to hear what they have to say about this one, because the other pastry lager I had that was crispy themed.
That's awesome.
Chef's kiss.
Well, let's talk about crispy squares. I remember calling you and telling you we needed a
they're the first beers you'll have. When can you drink?
You actually that hit me up and was like, "Yeah, we're thinking of doing a rice lager based on Rice Krispie treats, or I guess on an unnamed."
Now it's poured, I'm getting a lot more marshmallow.
There you go.
So if you haven't cracked it yet, I invite our audience to crack that with us.
Let's
Cheers
do it.
to you guys. Cheers to the Florida beer scene, which has been knocking it out of the park lately. And I have never really had a pastry lager before. Oh, hell yeah, Alex.
That's really good.
Baby, I love that.
Is he pouring it on cereal? All right.
I like to eat my beer.
That is fucking brilliant.
This is what the event is about.
Get me some Rice Krispies, stat. Okay, it's not as good as Modest's, but it's good.
You get all that marshmallow coming through. It's fantastic.
You 100% get the marshmallow coming through.
Modest had, this is more of a sweet, creamy marshmallow, whereas Modest had the weediness of the Rice Krispies in it. So for that reason, the Modest one is better, but this is still very good.
Background of a hard seltzer.
I would put this on my cereal. That's a good idea.
And flavor, and I think a really well-made lager, which I know you guys do very well, can also sort of provide the same thing because it is so light and delicate.
It has almost like a floral finish.
Here in adding sort of marshmallow or
nice.
Like an adjunct.
You haven't had time to chill and enjoy them. Well, I encourage you to chill and enjoy one as soon as you can, because they're very good. You'll like it. I think
honestly,
you'll like them.
The whole thought behind this beer was, when we were brainstorming, coming up with different ideas, immediately it was like stout, sour, something along those lines that would be like super, fun and pretty cool, easy to do. So we wanted to kind of like give people's palates a break a little bit, since it was going to be in a set. So the concept was more or less just, let's do something that after someone had 3 stouts and a couple sours, they can break open that crispy boy. And
3 stouts and a couple sours. I'm done.
It's a
done at that point.
And it still falls under the
after a couple stouts, this would be a nice cleanser.
For the beer. So
we're no strangers to to the bottle share culture, and kind of we tried to put ourselves in the shoes of everybody attending the festival. Figured that
crispy
boy hard on these stouts, they might appreciate a little break in between, cleanse the palate, still keep it in theme.
There's oh my god, Inner Borough Brewing in Brooklyn does a beer called Crispy Boy, and it's really good. It's not a pastry lager, it's not marshmallow, it's just like a crisp, delicious,
almost apple
beer.
Jack Sours drinking from Ingenious. I was like, oh, this is nice. What ABV is this? And then in big letters on the back, it was like 11%. And so to have something like this, especially toward the end of the day here, is
having a low ABV.
So kudos to you.
Everyone's making these like crushingly high ABV beers lately. I mean, I guess it's big. It's February. It's stout month. It's pastry stouts are in season.
Awesome.
We're all drinking a lot of those. We're all gaining a bunch of weight from those, which is why I've cut way back on the drinking.
This is perfect.
But this is a nice, crispy, easy drinker, just refreshing.
To do it again. Yeah, we got a lot of good feedback from it at the brewery. So yeah, it's a cool break. It's like there's pastry, everything. The only thing that was left is pastry lagers.
Yeah.
And I'm a big lager fan. Like lager style is completely underrated.
I can't believe we
because technically
lager.
Bud Light is a lager. Miller is a lager.
I'm glad you guys brought it back.
Yingling is better, but it's a lager. So lagers kind of get like a shitty reputation. But
you want to tell us about any?
I would love to see more craft breweries brewing lagers, red ales, brown ales, that whole family.
One of the big things we got
just
going
solid beers that are easy drinking and like the flavors really come through in a way that you get a lot of flavor in a high-hitting stout, but you're also going to get fucking wrecked off of like
sign up on Oznar. We're doing a lottery for it. We don't have many slots.
You're an easy drinker, IW.
But you can go on Oznar to sign up for the lottery for that right now. But family membership.
I know of the beer. So of the beers we're tasting in this session.
Yeah,
it's the Crispy Squares lager, which I'm already a fan of. Great Notion.
Yeah.
Which I know I'm gonna like. It's Imperial Stout with coffee and maple syrup. I haven't had
win a slot.
Is it like a Sasquatch eating? It's a Sasquatch eating pancakes.
That's one of
on the label.
Their
labels are good. Their beers are good. I know I'm gonna like that. What's the ABV on this one?
I think
11%. And there's 2 breweries I haven't had.
But it seems like we're getting
it's a sour ale from Passion Night Shift. And then This is
Yeah,
another
we're just
sour ale
we're still
from
just
Mountains Walking
trying to
with
do
banana,
what we
maple
do
syrup, cinnamon, and
best.
lactose. And that one is
Fill
8%, and
people's
this one
bellies with beer
is
and good food.
That's what I was gonna say.
where?
Like it's like Olive Garden when you're here with your family.
Yeah, it's like Olive. That's that's right. I was gonna
It's
say
like
because
Olive Garden. I can't find the ABV on this one. Oh,
You haven't even paid that much money for it.
5.
You got a
It's on the
bargain
bottom,
and
but it's like
everybody's happy.
smudged. I think it's either
Somebody
5 or
here
a
asked
6.
a very excellent
Which isn't
question. Can you tell us why kids love the taste of Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
Are you kidding me? Cinnamon and sugar?
Because it's
What-
magically
what is there
delicious.
not to love?
No, that's Lucky Charms.
I mean,
You
if
heard it here first.
I'm a.
I
whore
had
for
a Lucky
cinnamon,
Charms
so
themed beer and I didn't
can't-
like it though.
Like I can't wrap my
I'm
head
saving
around
it to
that
post
question.
on.
It's so self-explanatory to me.
Don't
Have you
overflow.
ever tried their? They do a churros too.
Churros would be good. I'm
That
saving
was
that
limited edition.
the
Very,
You know what
Lucky
I did
Charms I'm
just
gonna post
try
on
was,
St. Patrick's Day, but I
uh,
wasn't a fan.
Lucky Charms and Frosted Flakes combined to make Lucky Charms Frosted Flakes, and that was at the grocery store. I bought it like last week. I tried it.
They should call it
I
Lucky
think
Flakes.
Like you think it would, yeah.
I
incredible.
swear
Or
they
Flakes
had
of Luck.
a frost. No, maybe they didn't. Or they did frosted Lucky Charms. It was like because I remember seeing
Frosted.
like a frosted flake and a marshmallow.
I need
or
to
it was,
comment
like,
on this.
Frosted Lucky Charms with marshmallows. They're always doing crazy stuff. But
Is
yeah.
that what I'm
More
talking about, or
breweries.
you think that's something different?
No, I don't. Shoot, I don't know. I think it might be something different, potentially. But yeah, my one of my favorites is Count Chocula for sure.
Oh, I love
Ooh.
Count Chocula.
Coney
I was
Island did a
like
Count
very,
Chocula
very
themed
kicks,
beer.
but I was a weird
Um,
kid.
Oh, I remember that one.
It's a
God,
deep cut.
years ago for
Yeah, for
Freak
sure.
Week.
Do they still make that?
I haven't seen it in a long time. I loved the waffle crisp back in the day.
Waffle crisp. I was never allowed to have
Forgot
waffle
about
crisp.
crisp.
What were your favorite breakfast
I
cereals,
like-
chat?
It had longevity in the milk.
If we could, I
You
loved
know,
Rice
They
Krispies
actually had
and
a
Honey Nut
cereal
Cheerios.
called,
On rare occasions, we
uh,
got to have Lucky
like
Charms, and I
Rice
always begged my
Krispie
mom
treats.
to get them
Yeah,
for us.
It was amazing.
It was this,
cereal.
and it was a purple. Ironically, I don't know how, but it was a purple box. It's just a crazy, crazy thing. I don't know how those two came together. And yeah, and it said, crispy treats or Rice Krispie squares, and it was in the shape of the crispy treats.
And I
You know,
remember it
somebody
was
made
like,
it play like
There,
that.
my thoughts have been
What were
put
you
in the
saying,
chat.
Alex?
but I remember it was like textured on the box. You could actually like feel the treats poking out.
That's, that's awesome. They say smell is the sense that's like most related to memory because I don't know, hypothalamus or something.
Yeah,
Well, I don't know. I learned it in AP Psych, and that was
Hang on.
it's true.
Count
time ago.
Chocula.
But
Very
you
true.
said that, Corey, and I'm smelling this beer, and it's really it's like bringing me back. Yeah,
Cool.
awesome. Well,
You're a
cheers.
simple
to you
man. Give me a couple
guys.
boxes of checks.
Mission
Oh,
accomplished.
checks. I forget about
Mission
checks.
accomplished,
Kicks I liked
lady.
too.
Thank you
Without
so
the berries.
much.
Plain checks.
Absolutely.
Probably the blandest cereal ever. And I liked Raisin
This
Bran,
is
but I would let
awesome.
it get soggy, then I would pick
So,
all the raisins out because I don't like
We'll
raisins.
give you another 60 seconds if you need to run to the fridge and grab your night shift beer. That's what you
Night
should
shift
get
is next.
because Joe
That was it.
Nash
They're already
is
done?
the one,
I want
the
more. I want
only,
more of those guys. They were
the
great.
Great is joining me in about 60 seconds. We'll see you then.
Passion Weiss is next. All right, that's this one. I want to finish this one though first. Still got a ways to go on it. Fuck raisins. I used to like them when I was a kid, and then I've gotten older, and now I'm like, no, they're stupid. Why? They shouldn't even exist. First of all, if you're gonna take grapes and make them something other than grapes, make them wine. Don't just like throw them in the sun, let them literally rot, and then feed them to people. Nobody wants your shriveled up shitty grapes. You know how raisins were invented? Somebody let their grapes out too long and was like, shit, these went bad, but we can't waste them. So they fed them to people. They put them in like their oatmeal and their cookies, and they were trying to trick people into eating their bad grapes. And that's how raisins were invented. True science fact. Never liked raisins or purple grapes. Green grapes I like. I no longer trust grapes. So grapes are the reason I have trust issues. And here's why. So for a while, like a few years ago, I was like getting really healthy and like trying to lose weight for my best friend's wedding, and I would eat grapes because grapes they fill you up. They're mostly water, and they're crunchy and they're sweet, so they satisfy both of those cravings. So I'd buy grapes, take them to work, munch on them, and one day I'm munching on my grapes, and I pulled them out of the bag, and there's a spider in them. A spider in my grapes. Throughout the grapes. Waited a few months. Couldn't forget about that. Just the image just burned into my brain. Waited a few months, bought another bunch of grapes. Was like, we'll give this another try.
Yes. What a special.
What's going on?
Joe,
Spider.
so good to see you.
Dead spider
Hey, how you doing,
in the new
man?
batch of grapes.
I'm doing well. It's been
This
a
happened
minute
3
since,
times. 3 times.
I'm trying to
3
think of the last time I
spiders
saw you. It might
in
have
3
been
different
for
grape
Spooky
experiences.
Brews in
Spooky Brews, man.
I don't buy grapes
yeah, we
anymore.
were packed into the tap room back
Don't
when
trust
we could
them.
all touch shoulders
Don't
and
put
whatever.
spiders in my fruit.
Those were the days, my friend.
Yeah, right.
And now any kind of
Great
bunch
to see
fruit
you. Are you
freaks
up
me
in
out. Like
Boston
I'll buy a
today?
pint of strawberries. I'll
Yep.
buy
Going
raspberries.
live from my house.
But I
so.
go through the
Yeah.
entire
You.
thing at the grocery store. I open it and look.
Awesome. Well,
To make sure there's no
today
spiders in
we
it.
have the one, the only
Passion.
Passion Weiss.
Weiss.
Passion Weiss. Passion Weiss. Passion Weissa.
Passion
All
Weiss.
works.
Awesome.
Their owl logo is
What a
was really pretty.
beautiful Night
I've
shift
seen their beers
owl
before,
here.
but I have
should've
never
got
had one,
my
to my knowledge.
Pop culture night shift glass.
Alright, let
And
me
I left
finish.
it in the cabinet, and instead I got this.
That was a bummer. That would have been a really good crossover.
Gotta finish off my Rice
Wow.
Krispie. I still have like half a can left,
2020,
but we'll
my
save it.
friend.
Yeah, right.
If
Passion
only-
Scheiss.
ah,
Passion Spice.
so
Forever.
let's break into this.
Yeah. So it's definitely going to be different than crispy squares. That's
Yeah, it's a
for sure.
sour.
Get that passion fruit right on the nose.
Let me rinse
Yeah.
out my
Awesome.
taster.
So we've been making these Weiss beers since the beginning. These are one of the kind of
This is one of their flagship styles.
original beers that have made it through many, many years of night shift since 2012. Recipe really hasn't changed much.
Our sour ales are tart and fruit forward with an abundance of real fruit
Oh yeah.
and hopefully no
But
spiders in
essentially,
every
you know,
can.
we want you at the juice bar at brunch, right?
Do I have
That's
to
why
roll
we
this
thought
one?
this one
No.
was going to be perfect.
I think the next one I have to
Definitely
roll
get
is later.
you know, notes of Jamba Juice, all that good stuff.
Ooh, it smells nice.
But they're cool
Hey,
beers,
Pizzy!
man. It's
Wow.
a really traditional base, and then we just
So this is a sour ale with
blow
passion
the
fruit,
hell out
and
of
wow,
it with tons of
it's
fruit.
very,
and
very
a bunch of,
fragrant.
usually
I thought it would be a different
double
color.
fruits, so we have like a raspberry lime one. We've got
I gotta take the
kiwi
picture.
and strawberry and all that stuff. But for this one, for
Take the
mango, any
picture
fruits that we think can
for
really
Untapped.
be bright and refreshing
Which
on
I'm
their
way,
own, we try to
way
give those
behind
kind
on.
of center stage on a lot of these. So hence why
I might just put my
Passion is
favorite
so
ones
low.
on there.
That's awesome. And you guys opened not so long ago the Lovejoy Wharf location. Maybe I'm thinking it's not so long ago because I haven't been out of the house in about a year.
Yeah.
When was
Right,
that?
we're coming up on the 1 year
that
anniversary
was
of quarantine, guys. How do you
19.
feel about that?
So we
Oh,
made it a full year, and then we had to kind of change how that was operating. So
I made it once. I actually met there.
It smells
were
really
gonna
sweet,
throw-
and I'm
you
not
know, we
like
do the
I don't have a lot of
Halloween
passion
festival
fruit
Boston.
in my
Yep.
life
There's
in
Spooky
general,
Brews.
but
we were gonna throw a festival.
I wonder how sour it'll be.
We're gonna blow Spooky Brews out and do it
Okay.
off one of the islands off the coast of Boston, where there was like an old.
All right, it's a good level of
Spooky
tartness
Fort.
where it makes you
Perfect.
pucker, but it's not like
very spooky.
you don't eat something really sour and
to
then this
the island,
salivatory glands
and
back
so
here
happened.
like
Boom.
hurt because
Oh,
it's so
man.
sour.
But I
But you
met,
did made it. You did
This
make
is
it?
sour
the
enough to
Lovejoy
activate
Wharf
those,
location. I
but
met
not
the
make it
boat
hurt.
pilot.
So it's
We
like
actually out to the
a
island
nice full
to
mouth
see it.
experience.
So
All right.
I went in, had a coffee, had a beer. and
You're a
then
full mouth
walked
experience
outside and
before you can
stepped
say
off
it,
the dock
IW.
and
Yeah.
got on a boat and went to a creepy island.
Yeah. It's an awesome location where it is currently shut down just because we just couldn't.
What island?
It just wasn't quite working with the
And what
current
is
state
Spooky
of things.
Brews?
But
'Cause I wanna be on that
we're
beer
hoping to bring
festival.
it back. We're looking maybe sometime in the spring, maybe sometime in the summer. Kind of depends on
We know you love a you
kind of
love a
what the
good
world
full
is
mouth
like. But obviously,
experience.
winter in Boston is
You
not
did get
conducive
me.
to
I
being
am a
outside,
sucker. You win.
usually.
No, not at all. Somebody asked a good question. How did you come up with the oyster beers that you guys did?
Yeah. So this is a beer called
Oh, that's
Harborside.
interesting.
which
Because
is a
Forgotten
goza.
Boardwalk did the oyster
So
beer that we had on
the
stream.
idea was essentially
The lemon
take
and the
this-
mango oyster
take a
beers.
Take the base for Passion Weiss. You have that same lactic acid character, and then
I
a
wanna put in
goza
the
will
chat
typically
how-
have salt on top of that, and it's supposed to be
How
kind of
much
really
I know about
refreshing.
other beers.
I always kind of reminds me of like lemon lime Gatorade, and the idea was, oh well, what if instead of adding additional salt, what if we could extract some of that brine character from oysters?
Forgotten Birds is
so it's always a
mouthwatering.
favorite from the staff, because we
Mango
get in,
and
like
lemon
maybe one bag
variants.
more oysters than we need. During the brew day, everybody's cleaning them, and it's all like this big, essentially oyster party, and then a few get.
Why does
shucked and do
oyster
not make it
party
into the
sound
beer.
fucking dirty as hell and also super
But,
sexy?
Yeah, we throw the whole thing in bags, and we let the.
I gotta
let the
flex. There's
boiling
been no
wort
women on
open
this
it,
so far, and
release all the brine into.
I know enough about
the
beer to
liquid.
like hang.
It's pretty cool.
I did an oyster once. It was not my thing.
He did an
I
oyster
do
once,
not
and it was not his thing.
dabble in the oysters either. So
Don't do
Really?
oysters.
Yes.
You're from
Hashtag
Boston, right?
don't do oysters.
I'm from Connecticut, but it is a texture thing for me, and I just cannot. I can't get over it.
Prison
but it
City
makes
in
a cool
upstate
beer.
New
I do
York. I'm
drink
looking at their chat
Harborside.
now.
I just can't.
Prison City is
can't
off the
shoot the
train,
oysters,
the
man.
Metro
It's
North, so I
so
could go
big.
there.
Delicious, tasty oysters.
Yeah.
Somebody asked, will you bring back your Barrel Society?
Yeah, so the Barrel Society
Clam Bang
was
Brew.
a
Oh my God, if I
amazing
ever-
opportunity for
When
us
I, not
to
if I
try to
ever,
help us
when I start
grow.
doing a home brews, I'm
We
gonna
would
name them after my
essentially-
favorite
we
streamers.
opened up a membership.
'Cause no one's
people
doing that,
bought
that'd
in,
be
and then
fun.
throughout the year,
Pizzy.
we would fulfill.
I'm gonna name
I don't
Clam Bang
remember what it
Brew.
was 5 to 7
after
beers,
Clam
maybe
Slam.
even one year it was 12. And eventually it got to the point where
That'll be her
it
beer.
was a lot to manage, while we were also trying to grow our wholesale business to retail
That'll be a lot of
accounts and
fun.
things like that. And so as our
IW,
business
your
moved
beer
from
will be blue
primarily
somehow.
taproom
I'll make it a blue
focus
beer
out
for Extra
into,
Life.
more of a distro focus,
And all proceeds of the sale of
the-
that beer will be
the
split
effort and
between
the-
you and
the
Extra Life.
time
That's-
requirement
I'm just-
that went into
I'm making this up as I
managing all
go.
the barrels just ended up
Now I'm committed to this. I'm gonna do it.
unfortunately moving. We ended up moving in a different direction than barrel beers in general.
This is
I
it's
don't
really
think
nice.
we've
It's a
released
nice
one.
tart.
Maybe the most
I feel
recent
like
one was
sour
an Imperial
beer
Stout
and
around
tart are
Thanksgiving,
like sour
but
and tart
I
are
think
very
that
different
might
to
have
me.
been one or two
Sour
of
is
the
like-
only barrel aged beers that we released this
Oh,
whole
that hurt
year.
my lips.
So it's
Tart is
just the
like-
barrel program in
tart-
general. Is really
sour
taking
is a
back
shock.
seat for us.
Tart is a
Is
flavor.
Darkling
Tart's an experience.
barrel-aged?
Sour is
Yep.
like a shock.
Yeah, that was what came out around
Blueberry
Thanksgiving.
goza.
Okay.
That would be
that's-
good.
That's what I had. That was awesome.
There's
Thank you.
oh my god,
Yeah.
who does it?
Yeah.
When
Evil
when
Twin
it's really
Brewing
tight and
does an
focused like
electric
that,
blue.
we love
It's an
doing
Extra
them.
Life color.
It's the idea of
Beer called What
having
Even
six
Is.
that
Look
have
it
to
up.
come
It's
out
called
throughout the
literally.
whole
This is the name of the beer.
they
What
all
Even
need to
Is
be
Blue
different,
Raspberry
unique
anyway?
products.
the beer. And
that
it's
are not
blue. I tried it at a beer
are
festival
Darkling
last year,
based, right?
And
it's we love doing them. We just don't have.
it tasted to me like a Gatorade kind of
dedicate,
flavor, so I didn't
as
love
much
it.
time as it needs.
But I don't have to love it. It could be if it's made for somebody else. It could be something that they
Somebody
like.
said that
I don't love all beer
one of the
flavors, but
Weiss
there's all kinds of
beers
beer
was
lovers
their
out
wedding
there.
beer. I don't know what the comment is, but wanted to shout that out.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, here's a great question. When is Night Shift making pumpkin beers? Everybody
Yeah.
loves pumpkin.
You gotta have a pumpkin beer.
So we did make one this past year. I think it came out in October. It was called Pumpkin Pie Scraper.
Yes, there it is.
It was a pretty.
I checked into
awesome
that one,
beer,
IW.
oddly enough, I
If
have,
you scroll,
like,
well, it'd probably take forever to scroll through
very
it.
intentionally resisted trying to make one for a while.
this
and
just
then
show my
finally
screen?
Just the
Yeah.
cave.
What
in.
Even Is Blue Raspberry? And
it
it's
actually turned out really well. So we're
that's
gonna
not the right
release that
color.
in a much
It
bigger
was
format.
no,
this
it looks
coming
different than
year,
that. That's a different
in
variation.
Probably like the middle of August. It'll start.
Can I find
going out
my
to
check-in?
stores.
No, 'cause I'm not
same
signed
beer,
in.
Pumpkin Pie Scraper, but it was really delicious.
Awesome. Speaking
Yeah, these
of,
aren't covering the
giving
color
in,
the right way.
When I was at the
Oh,
Lovejoy
fine.
location, I tried one of your seltzers.
Oh, all right.
I really liked
fucking
it.
know.
I'm a big seltzer guy these days.
Okay. You
All
and
right, well, I can't remember my password
everyone?
right now,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
Nobody admits it, but
It's
everybody
fine.
is who
It
has
doesn't
read.
though. It doesn't look like split pea soup. Those pictures were
I
bad.
like everything, Here it is. Here,
I have to
Catherine
find it. I have to find. I
is
think
the
I put it
wedding
on
beer.
Sideshow
Oh,
Sips
thank you very much,
proper
Catherine. We
Instagram.
appreciate that.
Because it was I'd never seen a blue beer before.
Oh, here's some more positivity.
Did I?
for
No,
Night
maybe not.
Shift.
Because I just started Sideshow Sips
Everweiss,
recently.
kiwi strawberry hibiscus. That's again one of the like OG recipes. I think the first time that was released in.
No, I don't.
2012,
I don't have it on Sideshow Sips because it's not an old enough account.
That's awesome.
But
oh, here's something pretty cool.
I do have it on Untapped.
Somebody drinking Night Shift in Alaska.
Yeah, it's definitely a Baja Blast color.
That's
it's definitely
awesome.
like an electric
I had a
blue
dude order a
Gatorade
glass
color.
From Russia. I sent it to him. Took 4 months.
See the name you gave IW's beer? Wait, what was it? I have to scroll back up.
Yeah. I hope you put like somebody else's address.
IW's beer would be the Blue Ball Banger. They're all bangers. The beers are all bangers. I like the Blue Ball Banger.
Here's a good one. I love your dog name beers. Who's the next? I think I just.
I'll have to go back way too far for it on Untapped.
Yep. You probably.
I do want to check in the Crispy Squares.
He was the first. He was the first dog beer moose. The most recent one we actually just canned this past Thursday. It's called Slater, who I believe was a maybe like an Instagram.
And I would give it like the Crispy Squares. I would give
that's where that label came from. So
like a solid 3.25. I think would be appropriate because it wasn't as good as the one from Modest, but it's still very good.
How did the owl come into play with your logo? And somebody else asked.
Sweet light marshmallows clean.
Even
the logo.
Add the photo.
Sure. So Night Shift was started by 3 guys who all had day jobs and then were homebrewing at night, and so it became their night shift, and they just ran with that and kind of.
I love the stories behind the names.
Fell in love with that name, and I've heard some of the other names, and Night Shift was absolutely the better name, so that is good.
There's a brewery called Third Shift, but I liked their lager. They had a good lager, but they were also owned by Budweiser, I believe, or Anheuser-Busch.
While he was auditing.
I drank that. It was a long time ago.
Actually.
My early days of getting into craft beer.
Just doodling, trying to figure out. They knew it was like an owl theme, but they didn't know how they were going to pull it in. Obviously, nocturnal, whatever. And the one that came out is actually the current logo. This is the true doodle that like he saved from his notebook.
I miss the weediness.
And for a while, they had sent it off to
the weedy
and got it,
cereal
and a little bit more professionally done. And then this version,
I just spelled element.
They unearthed and we used it for some random logos, and everyone was like, no, we love like a little bit more of like the scratchy, quote unquote imperfect logo.
Modest
and so
version.
that's where this one came from.
That's awesome. I have the yellow
Special
tank top
Reserve
with
Mallow.
the owl sunglasses
with the shades. There you go, man. Yeah,
that's what I wear when I'm working out twice.
Wearing a tank top. Yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly.
Solid, clean pastry stout.
Let's
see.
Or
lager.
We had a really good question earlier. Oh, I'm just gonna throw that up because it's
yeah, woman.
All right. Oh,
events.
Here we go. Somebody really likes. Oh, Matt really likes Nightlight. What?
I haven't had that one.
Separate question. What beer are you?
Someone described the blue one as alcoholic Fanta.
At Night Shift. Most proud.
That's.
Yeah. So. Nightlight is
probably. It was not good.
Story. It was.
But
it's one of the few beers that we kind of came up with the name first, and then we were like, oh, we should definitely do that. That would be pretty funny.
Okay, I'm on my subject. Okay, now I can hashtag
so
it.
we brewed this light lager.
Juicy Brews.
We sent it out into the market, and all of a sudden, one of our owners is out at a liquor store.
I thought it tasted like watered down Gatorade.
They're selling it
when
one
I tried
can at a time, which is like the exact opposite of how we were hoping it would get sold. It's supposed to be bring it to your friends, share it, right, all that stuff. And so we kind of realized that if there was enough demand that we needed to sell it single can at a time. Maybe there's enough demand in general for a craft brewed light lager. I think
whenever I check into or I look at
beer
Sideshow Sips Instagram, I have all these notifications that I just haven't gotten to because I post there. I like stuff. I don't participate as much as I should on that account.
which essentially carved out a massive portion of the market where only, call it 3
I put all of my
really play in, and that was the biggest section
all my
of the
craft beer
entire
stuff
market.
now
So
goes
said,
onto that account.
What if we threw our hat
instead
into
of
that ring?
my main Carnivorous account on Instagram?
So that's exactly
but
where that
sometimes
came
I post a little bit of beer
and then,
stuff on Carney.
Everything that we've done from
but if you want to see more craft beer stuff or all of the craft beer stuff, it's on
closer
Sideshow
and closer
Sips.
to that group of breweries.
You found it. What did I say about it?
12 packs.
The answer is radioactive raspberries. Yeah. See, it's bluer in that picture.
Really just trying to get it over and get some eyeballs.
But it wasn't good.
Yeah,
there it is.
Usually doesn't attract.
Damn, you went way back to find that. That was when. Literally exactly 1 year ago.
We're most proud of.
Exactly February 20th, a year ago.
Easy choice is Santilli.
That was at a beer festival
IPA,
in Brooklyn.
Won bronze at the World Beer Cup in 2016. That was
didn't like it.
Like pretty lights out for the crew. We were all
you want to sip test wacky beers? Hey, whenever I travel,
I really like Nightlight.
This is my thing to do. And if I'm ever in Philly, Pizza, I'll say like, let's go to this brewery and check out this weird beer I saw.
That we can
Search smarter, not harder. I know it's there. I remember writing about it.
Really respond to it. I think is pretty exciting.
I didn't know it was exactly a year ago. That's crazy.
Well, thank you, Joe. We had actually
and if I'm ever if I'm ever in San Jose area again, there's some breweries out there that I went to last time I was in the area. Love to meet up for drinks. We'll do a Sideshow Sips in person.
No.
There you go.
Because I love doing that when I travel.
I'm just kidding. If you have questions for Joe, follow up with him. But otherwise, man, thank you so much for being here. And
thank you very much for having me.
Gonna save it.
Boston soon.
2 more to do, and then
globally permitting.
4 more after these.
Thanks so much, Joe. Talk to you soon.
Thanks a lot.
Awesome. Well, we are going to take
and I'll be drinking into the night tonight.
I am out of tasting glasses. I thought I had enough, and I totally don't. So,
wow, Kenny. Fail.
45 seconds, and we'll be
This
back.
is why you get your glass tasting glass. Actually, I think
next up we're going to be talking.
I think this is the glass I had a year ago at the festival. New York. It was New York City Brewers Guild.
It's on his business card.
Maybe it was.
At Finback. So Finback Beer. We'll see you soon.
Finback. That was not part of the agenda. They must have changed it. Finback wasn't, because I drank the Finback one last night and it was very good. But I thought they were gonna have. They're supposed to have Great Notion on and. What's this one? Walking, Mountains Walking. Which is the other sour. So I'm going to drink that one next because the Finback one is Solar Mass was a sour beer. So I'll go from the lager to 2 sours to hopefully Great Notion is still on with the stout because that's going to be a good one. Clean out my glass. Yes, absolutely. I love, that's my always recommend people, not that I get this a lot, but every time I'm going to meet like streamer friends or if I'm going to a new city and someone's like, oh, I'll come hang out. My suggestion will always be like, let's go get some weird beers or interesting beers, because it's a good conversation starter. It's like a casual kind of meetup, so there's no pressure. I get weird meeting new people. I know a lot of other people feel strange meeting people. Even if you know someone from the internet, it still feels weird meeting up in real life. So it's just like a casual situation where there's no pressure to be like, I love this beer, or I love this meal, or it can be like, wow, this is a weird beer and it's gross. Let's talk about it. And it's just fun. It's just fun. You can have a seltzer. You can drink a lot of these places have like craft sodas. So if you're not a drinker and you go to a brewery, a lot of them have an option for you too. So it's just, I don't know. I find it to be a really good way to meet people in an environment that's typically welcoming to everybody.
Anthony, you're muted. Take yourself off mute, or we have to drink if you try.
There you go. I'm off mute.
It's so good to see you.
It's no big deal.
Likewise. Hold on 1 second.
You're in your imager? I feel like I went by that when I was there.
And I'm going to show off. I did just run and get my Finback Hop Culture glass. This was a fundraiser we did with
that's nice. It's a nice glass.
Nico. How do you pronounce Nico's last name?
I think it's Cremides.
So the one I'm drinking,
doesn't he work with you?
Yeah, he does, but I don't speak
Mountains Walking Brewery. It's a sour ale with
Just call
banana,
him
maple
Nico.
syrup, cinnamon, and
You just
lactose.
Nico K. Nico K. That's
And
how
it is keep
working
cold at
out
all
in New
times,
York.
drink
We
fresh.
did
I
this
might have to
Glasses
roll
of
it.
fundraiser for the ASPCA.
8%.
It's got a bunch of fun cats on it.
Yo, fun story about that glass too.
It's part of their seasonal
When
series.
you guys released that collaboration, I had been with Finback at that time. Maybe
All the extra life
a
events were
month,
hosted there.
and
Last
that
year,
was
yeah.
like my first busy shift.
All right, I am gonna roll it a little bit just in
Really?
case, because I don't know what to expect.
I got to Queens. The event was going on. And I'm like, holy snap!
The only
this is
extra
busy.
life
And I'm
event
like,
I went
"Sheesh, this
to,
is crazy."
not even an event, but it was
and
a
I was like, oh
TwitchCon.
man, where the glassware? And they're like, oh, it's going. I'm like,
They had
"Damn."
a human-sized
Sold out really
like
quickly.
crane
People
machine,
love
claw
cats.
machine game.
Oh, we know. We take
And I
full
waited in line for
advantage
3
of,
hours for that
people
shit.
loving
That was
cats, too.
amazing.
We take full
And I
advantage.
tweeted from the back of the
We did a
line.
really
I knew
good
it was going to
thing.
be a
We
3 hour
raised
wait. And I
a lot of
tweeted,
money, I
let's
think,
see how much
for-
money we can
That was
raise
really
by
good.
the time I
We
get to the front of the
might have to
line
run that back.
with the link.
I'd love to. You tell me
And
when, I
started
am
getting
there.
some
Okay,
some
so
butts
you
on it.
promised
People
to
were,
show
were
up.
donating, which was awesome.
All right. You know what?
And then
I
they
will
found
show
me
up.
in the line
I'm
and did
gonna
an
tell you
interview with
something a
me,
little bit
which I never
embarrassing.
saw.
To this day,
But that was,
I've
they were like, "Are
never
you
been to
Carney?"
Finback.
And
It
I'm like,
is,
"Yeah." They're like, "Oh, we saw your tweet. Do you want to like can you,
Because I lived
can
in
you do, like a little
Manhattan, and
interview?"
you look across the river and you're like,
I was like,
see
"Sure."
it.
So
It's
you
right
one of
Whoa.
those, you one of those, Kenny? You one of those that those people
This
that
just
live in
splattered,
Manhattan
so I
that,
gotta clean it up.
but they think that Manhattan is
Whoa, though,
You know
whoa.
what?
better than the boroughs. It's
I
better
didn't
than
think it was better than the boroughs, but I'll ask you this: how many times have you been to Manhattan in the last?
I mean, if I had to like throw a rough number out, maybe like 1 million.
Don't embarrass me right now.
Are you
Maybe
Carney?
1
Are you a
million
cop?
times. I mean, I'm
No.
born and raised in New York. Like taking the train into the city was like the highlight of the weekend.
Yeah. I think if you're in a borough, you come to Manhattan quite a bit. But if you're in Manhattan, you don't go to the boroughs that much.
From a cart and then get back on the train and go back into Queens. That was like a highlight.
So this smells
Yeah, that was like your
citrusy and syrupy. It smells like a breakfast. Like if you walk into a breakfast diner,
try this beer.
this is the smell.
I have so many on.
It's a lot of things
I
happening.
can imagine.
I get the
I was
banana.
trying not to finish mine. Like this was full.
Okay, so I'm getting like a banana pancake.
7 minutes ago, and I've been chugging this thing. It's like
Oh, look at that! Look at that cloudy banana cream color.
This is Solar Mass, right?
Solar Mass. So
This is not Solar Mass.
our
This
sours,
is what's the name
anybody
of
who
it?
keeps up with our sour beers realizes that we try to
Sweets.
keep
It's just called Sweets.
semi-space theme with
From
most
Mountains
of our
Walking.
kettle sour beers.
The
So we
label's
kinda
really
like-
pretty too. I'm
kinda
surprised they're
stay in
not on
that
here. I'm kind of like,
when it comes to
Solar Mass
themes
was
and
good.
everything, and then
but
we,
I wish we'd stuck to the.
we had
original
not
plan.
done, surprisingly, we hadn't done a beer that had raspberry and apricot, and we
That's
just
right,
like,
it's a
oh,
raspberry
we
apricot
hadn't done
sour. I
that.
had drank it last
Let's do
night.
it. So
Where's my
so
phone?
that's what happened. We kind of mashed this one up together, and it turned out I think very, very well. We left this one in the tank a little bit longer. As you know, with a lot of kettle sour beers, the chance, especially when you're fruiting them, the chance to
Yeah,
get
I'm
some
getting
more
okay.
flavors,
Now that it's
is
poured,
heightened. So what you want to do is
strong
you want to make sure you're not
banana
rushing
mash
it,
smell,
so
like
that the beer
banana
turns out the way you
bread.
want. So this one, the idea behind this one, of
While
course,
you're
was to
making
put
it though,
together,
not when it's cooked. Like when you
very
mash up the
easy drinking, but
bananas
flavorful,
and you put the
not too
vanilla
sour,
in,
not too
that's what this
tart,
smells like. Banana bread
very
batter.
approachable sour, beer, and I think that the apricot raspberry was a good combo that we hadn't done before.
I think.
Oh my god.
I'll say that.
Right? It's easy. It's so easy to drink. I'm like trying not to chug this thing, but
This is a
Oh my
hilarious
God.
question, so we're not even into questions yet, but I'm gonna.
So when
throw
I
it out
sip it, I
because,
get very
I thought
creamy.
It was really funny.
Banana, vanilla,
when are you serving
cinnamon.
up that cable
It's
spaghetti
literally banana
behind
bread
you?
batter.
oh man, see, so whoever
It's a
just
beautiful
asked
color.
that question, my happy days. I'm
Holy
actually
shit, that's
sitting in
delicious.
the office in Finback, Brooklyn right now, which is my backdrop. The reason being, of course, New York City just returned to indoor dining, and our tap room is actually as busy as it's been probably ever right now. We released
Good.
a brand new barrel aged stout, maple barrel aged stout earlier today, which is already sold out. But the tap room is full. I mean,
Good.
We're at our 25% capacity.
Oh, I'm so
the
glad to hear
nose
that.
right now, and on a 30-minute wait. So
Excellent.
I had to
My friend and I
escape
went
the
out
tap room
there
and come to the office.
last
And
month.
yes, this is what you call when you see all that.
It was outdoor only,
cable
and we're like, fuck
spaghetti
it, it's
right there,
cold,
you
we
know?
know, but we went to visit all the breweries we
That's
could,
called our sound and security and
All
internet
winter.
working very well. That's what that's called.
and we went to
That's
Finback, and it was
awesome.
great.
You know
But
how
I'm
I
so
know
glad
you're
they're
from
back
New
to
York?
they're
'Cause you
they're
just
they're
said
full at
office.
capacity,
Office,
doing it
the
safely.
office.
Good to hear.
I went away to college. That was one of the first things that I like. I didn't really know.
Oh my
that,
God, this is
music,
good.
Growing up in New York,
I
you
gotta
don't
check
really
this
know
in
you have an accent
immediately.
because everyone sounds the same. But I got away to college, and And when I got to college, it was like, oh man, can you say mother? And I'm like,
Mountains Walking.
You know, it's like, can you say father? It's like father. It's like, oh my god. Can you say water? It's like water. It's like, oh, I'm like.
Oh, they have different ones.
When the girls start liking you because of
the different variants. They have like cherry chocolate, which I would love to try. Blackberry, strawberry, marshmallow, blueberry, lemon, blood orange, coconut, peach cobbler, banana maple syrup, which is the one I'm having.
That's pretty interesting. Never thought about
I'm gonna check that in right now.
There's no accent on beer.
You know, I heard a story. I can't remember if I made this up because it was at a beer festival and
oh my god, it's so good.
But
I'm surprised. I wasn't sure I would like it because it's not really. I wouldn't really even call it a sour ale because it's sweet, but it tastes like banana, like banana bread batter.
He was in advertising.
He was.
Didn't he do the design for the Mucinex blob?
Yeah. Kevin actually did a lot.
There's a good balance of sweet and sour that makes it like a
marketing work. That was his.
It balances it out like it's a stasis.
He worked for a very
so it's not too sweet. It's not too sour.
Why he's so talented. He still does all of our labels.
Just perfect.
And now he's doing labels for 4 different brands that we own. So as you see,
creamy balance of sweet and sour. What else should I say about it?
That's Kevin. That's one thing we've been been trying to get Kevin to give up on the labels. He's like, nah, I love it too much. Love it too much.
And then Basil Lee was an architect,
mash.
Right? Yep, Basil is,
vanilla.
And he's still doing very much of that as well. He designed Finback Brooklyn Space, and anybody who follows our story relatively closely
tastes like banana bread
you'll realize that Basil's actually doing the plans for Finback Farm,
like licking the spoon.
Right, so he's actually drawing the plans for our farm.
Tell me, what is that? I don't.
Yeah,
know.
so
we're doing our Bridgerton. What's her name?
323-acre farm.
Not Featherbottom, that's the other one.
About 3 hours north
Miss
of
Lady
New York City,
Whistledown.
Over in
it's like
in
licking
August,
the spoon of high society.
And the plan is what we're doing right now, and Basil's drawing the plans for it, but we're doing a farmhouse brewery. We're going to put a farmhouse brewery on there, a bed and breakfast, a couple cabins. We're going to do canoe trips and
banana bread
weekends, and we're going to have cows and chickens and farm to pour, man. Farm to pour is the move. So you're going to be able to come up to the farm for a weekend.
I give this a
4.75 have a great steak dinner or
chef's kiss.
Cook
chef's kiss
over the fire.
In fact, chef make out.
And eat some
That's how good it is.
From the chickens that are on the farm. And
banana maple
we actually
thick.
in the end of April and May, right after last frost in upstate New York is like the first or second week of May. So right after then, we're gonna plant some apple orchards. And we're gonna really try to go after this cider thing as well. So,
cider.
Yeah, man. We released our first one. I actually still have a bottle that I put aside for you after we spoke earlier last year. So I'm gonna have to send you that, man. Mixed culture cider, sour ciders.
I love cider. That's like
I need a chef's kiss all over this
really
Instagram post.
I miss you, man. It's
miss you too, brother.
Pittsburgh's great. I love Pittsburgh, but
hey, I'm actually one of my closest friends. She lives in Pittsburgh. She got married last year. She lives in Pittsburgh, and I've been telling her, hey, I got to get to Pittsburgh. I got to come see you. She's like, she just built a house, and she's like, come please. The house is so big.
Chef's blowjob. That's it. IW nailed it.
I actually know someone in Pittsburgh
chef's
who I can hang out with too.
Blowjob. It's that good. It's that good.
I got a guest room.
Come down, bro. I'll come down and hang. Yeah. Every time we hang, Kenny, we
God damn.
So I'm up for
a good time. You know what? I'll make you this promise though.
I'm just surprised.
Getting to Walton before I get to Queens. I'm gonna come visit.
I don't know what I expected, but I wasn't expecting this.
We'll plan it so we can do a weekend.
I love it.
Because I think usually when I see lactose in a beer, I'm like, ugh. I'm not a fan of it usually. It makes me really full, so I don't drink it.
Absolutely. I'm actually in between right now. I'm waiting for my second one.
Oh my God.
Everybody who's watching,
it doesn't I don't taste the lactose the way I taste in a lot of lactosey beers.
We can get back to some normalcy. Please, please, please.
Oh, it's a state thing in Pennsylvania. We don't need to talk about it.
Exactly. Well, New York, I mean, it's still some hesitation, and I understand why. There's hesitation, but realistically, it's like, we have the science and technology now to
I've never been good at that motion.
Get past this thing. Everyone just needs to go ahead and do it.
The motion, only the motion.
In PA,
only the gesture.
I mean, we don't even have the option yet for me.
We gotta get a restaurant, man. We're deemed essential workers out here in New York because we brewery, restaurant, taproom staff. So we're allowed to get them, and I would say 70% of Finback employees have already had their first shot, or at least have scheduled their first vaccine.
Glad to hear the tap room.
It's a good thing.
That's awesome. Awesome. Well, cheers to you, Anthony. Great to
Hey,
see you.
much love, much love. And hey, listen, brother, nothing but love for you and the Hop Culture crew. You guys continue to do amazing things, man. Happy for you. Congrats
I
on
love
all the
Anthony at
success.
Finback.
I know that what you guys are doing
Amazing,
next class
amazing.
and that whole company, that whole umbrella is you guys are doing nothing but amazing things. And however we continue to
I'm
support
glad they've
your
all gotten their
mission
shots so
and-
far. A
and-
lot
and
of my
stay
friends in the
connected,
service industry
know
have
that
been able to
Finback
get
is
their
on board and
shots.
behind you guys. So
I'm still waiting.
Thanks, man.
I
well, if you have
qualify.
not yet, if
I
you're listening to
qualify
this,
as
you
medically
gotta check out
obese, so
Finback, find them on Instagram.
I'm
find them
trying
on
to
the
get
web,
signed up
look
for my
up
first
Breathing
shot.
Conversations.
Please do, please do.
Amazing project. And is the
But we'll
coffee
see.
going?
Yo, we actually, crazy thing, man. Kevin is upstairs roasting right now. We released coffee. We released coffee today for the first time. We started selling the beans. It's probably the 5th or 6th roast because Kevin
Sell
he
those
spent
beans.
a couple months kind of like dialing in. So we released coffee today for sale, and just thinking, oh, we're gonna just start selling the coffee, and sold out.
Sold out.
So I had to call Kevin and make him bring his ass in early to start roasting again. Absolutely, we sold out. Coffee going. We'll have more in tomorrow. So we ready for it, bro. Invisible Force. Follow Invisible Force on Instagram as well.
Invisible
Awesome.
Course.
Well, say hi to the team.
Is that what he
Will
said?
do, Kenny. Will do for sure. Much love to all you guys. Everybody, thanks for tuning in. I hope you're enjoying the beer and please connect us on
This is
social
his
media.
brewery. This
Send
is
us a
Mountains
message, let us know
Walking.
what
But
you think.
oh my god, yeah.
All right. Love you guys. I'll talk to you soon.
Much love, brother. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, that was Anthony. He's the best.
He is the
Finback's
best.
You got to check him out. I'll go with you. I've never been.
Go
It's
to
like-
Finback. Finback's great.
It's
They have two
if you don't live in
locations.
New
One's
York,
in
you don't
Brooklyn.
get
It's
it,
easy to
but
get to.
between two subway stops. You got to like take a subway
And one
stop
is
and then walk, but we'll go
it's
together.
further out.
You hit me up
But
on Instagram.
your tier
I'll
opens up at the
post
end of the
a
month.
pen.
They just
All the
opened
time.
up
All this craziness is
in
over.
New York
We'll all
on
go.
last
It'll
Monday.
be a blast.
For anyone that
We'll take a quick
qualifies
break.
as obese.
40
So I ran my
seconds,
BMI
and,
because I
then
think
I'll bring
BMI is
on
absolute bullshit.
Mountains Walking, who I am
According to
stoked
my
talk to.
my
We'll
BMI
see
numbers,
that.
I qualify. I'm just over obese. Oh no! Wait, did Great Notion drop out? Now we're doing sweets. This is the one I'm drinking now that I'm obsessed with. Cannot wait. But I go to my doctor on Thursday, and I'm just gonna ask her about it because she'll weigh me there, and I'll be like, so, according to the bullshit BMI meter, I qualify for the shot. Can we arrange this? But yeah, wild. The sooner I can get it, the better. Like my mom's gotten it because she's a nurse. But yeah, I don't know otherwise. Like when it doesn't seem to be very well organized. If I qualify, there are way more people ahead of me that need it more than I do. But if I qualify, I'd like to get it. Stop licking. So I had the couch all nice and made up for you guys, but then Muldoon pulls the covers down, the blanket. I guess Great Notion must have dropped then. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say your name? And now you think you get something? Well, you're right. Up. He hears his name. Even though you... Well, I just dropped a big piece, so... Hang on, I'll pick it up with my toes. No, you don't get that one. Up. You can have the little one. Ah, see, Pete redeemed it for you. He has me trained 100%.
What is up?
Okay, this fell on the floor, so I don't want to put it
Well,
back in the
good to
bag.
see you guys. You know, right when the pandemic first started, my managing editor, John Paradiso, and I...
He does, because now the
do,
second I start
an
streaming, he
Instagram live
comes and
show
harasses
every
me
week.
for treats.
And I don't
So I need to,
totally
like,
remember how it came
find
up,
a way to
but
break my habit.
somebody had said, what's the best brewery in Montana? And I said, you know what? I only
Is this a
know
father-son team? They look
of
very
one
alike.
brewery in Montana, and it is Mountains Walking. And so to have you guys here today is a special treat because
Oh yeah, some people chat
been
saying
so
on this one
cool
that they thought it was
to have watched you guys grow, and
Great
you
Notion.
know, I don't get to Montana often, but
Yo,
to have tried your beer, I feel
this
like
beer
I'm there
is
with you. So
incredible.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Right on. So
like
you haven't tried
drinking.
it. This is
Also, it's like licking the
Sweets
spoon.
for Mountain Walking. Mountains Walking Brewery.
With banana bread batter.
Oh,
Yep.
You're beating me to the punch. Woo! There it is.
These days, I think it's because Muldoon and I have been home. Muldoon, I picked it up. It's not.
Really good. I'm excited. All right.
Because I dropped these, trying to
Where
get the
did
crumbs from the
brewery
drop.
name come from, by the way?
Because Muldoon and I have now been
grew
home
up in
together for
Asia
almost a
and
full entire
I've
year.
always been interested in Asian philosophy.
He has somehow gained dominance over me. And now it's like whatever he wants, I have to do. He will sit here and cry at me at like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock at night, and until I give him a treat, because it's about stream time or treat time.
He had a chapter on it called The Mountains.
So he's a
Sutra,
pain in my
the
ass right
Mountains and
now.
Water Sutra, and
He has won.
talked about understanding understanding your own walking, mountains walking, and so he said,
This is my first mountains walking
your own
beer.
Walking, you have to understand the mountains walking.
People are into
kind
it.
of breaking down barriers, and with this brand, I really wanted us to be about that, not to be about, oh, we're this, we're that, but to start a conversation with people and to kind of start there. So
I'm gonna have another
and
big
every time someone asks me about it, I
big
say
taster.
but that's part
It's
of the
so
fun
good,
about
you
it,
guys. I wish
Can't really pin it
I wish
down.
I could like
But it's
baby
all-
bird, mama
it's
bird,
true,
spit
or
this into
you
your
don't just
mouth
make
so you
it
can
up,
enjoy
right?
it. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's no, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, what's true? I don't know.
Where in Asia did you grow up?
I was born in Taipei, Taiwan. But mostly lived most of my life probably in Tokyo, but a lot of years in Hong Kong, Shanghai, Tokyo, Taipei.
That's a kink you're
those are
not
the
ready
main
for.
areas. And then I went to college in San Diego at University of San Diego. It was the
There
first
you go.
time in
Try
the
this.
States, and then
Try it. Blech.
About 6 years ago, I'd been in the beer industry in Asia.
It's called
for a little
sharing.
bit,
Look
and
it up.
I wanted to do my own project. I wanted to start it in a place that I could buy. So it kind of brought me to Montana, to an old warehouse in a crappy part of town. But
Montana. I need to
but
go
I
to
wouldn't have wanted it
Montana.
any other way. I mean,
I almost called it
you know,
Montana.
being out here,
Maybe it
now
is
I have a
Montana.
family and
Maybe that's why I want to go.
It's kind of the perfect spot for this point in my life. So it's
Share
crazy.
the load. I have so
And
many
10 years
beers in
ago,
the
someone
fridge.
said
I
I'd be
mean,
in
well,
Montana or even
we've
the
got 3
US.
up there that are opens.
But, life has a funny way of,
I guess
throwing
Great
stuff,
Notion backed out or
and
couldn't make
it
it.
is
I don't
what
want to
it
say backed
is.
out. I'm sure they
Yes,
didn't back
certainly
out, but maybe
does.
they had something come up.
That's awesome. I got an opportunity to go to Japan.
But I'll put the double stack
And it was
back in the
probably
fridge,
coolest place
and
I've
I'll
ever
put it on
been.
Sideshow Sips when I do drink it. It's
Certainly
11%, so I'm kind of glad we're not
the beer
opening it right
scene is
now.
a little more nascent, but the
Great
whiskey
Notion's a
scene-
Portland-based brewery, and everything I've had from them is
Yes,
incredible. If you see
incredible.
their stuff out,
Yeah, it was such
Yeah.
a
get it. They do a lot of
amazing scene
imperial
out there,
slash
just
dessert
beverages
stouts,
in general,
pastry
and
stouts.
You can find the small pockets of
This
beer
one's coffee
in
and maple
Japan.
syrup, so it's like
Like
Sasquatch eating
Shigekogen,
pancakes.
and,
Their art's always
uh,
great.
the one
I recently tried. You'll see on my if you don't look at Sideshow Sips on Instagram.
Tokyo.
I just
super
did their
cool, and-
boysenberry.
I was just there a few months ago.
It was
or
boysenberry and
before
maple
COVID.
syrup,
That's probably
and
a year ago. Last
that was
March
really
is when I
good.
stopped traveling, so.
Sure. Me too.
Most
I
of the
go
beers
back
I've
and
had
if
from them
somebody
taste like
said you can
breakfast,
go
so I was
anywhere
not
right
surprised
now,
that they were included in
go
this
to
in this
Trillium,
festival
where would you go?
because they're very
Oh,
very
yeah,
good,
such an
Yeah.
amazing place.
but often
Let's
very
get
heavy
into this
stouts that are
beer.
just
I had the
packed
one
with
taste off my finger. and
amazing
I just
flavor.
got banana right there, which is great because I'm a sucker for banana in beer.
This is banana bread batter. I'm telling
But,
you.
yeah,
rename it
were you
banana
guys
bread
thinking
batter.
About when you were making this beer, and what were you really going for?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The thought of a banana pancake beer has been something I think I've been thinking about for probably 4 or 5 years. So when you hit us up and you were like, "This is a breakfast themed, festival," immediately that's what I thought about. I've kinda
Banana pancakes.
just
It's not
something
even
I've been
pancakes.
been wanting to do for a while.
It's straight banana bread. 'Cause the
I
cinnamon,
don't want to swear on the internet, but you nailed it.
they
This is
fucking nailed it.
awesome.
I will swear on the internet. They fucking nailed it.
2021 is a great year for bananas, I hear too. Good vintage.
I heard bananas were. I heard the Cavendish was. There was like some disease, and we were.
Mousetrap time.
Oh, is that
Oh,
what
we
you were
watch. What's going on?
Yeah. Well, I heard some about there's only one strain of bananas left, and if some happens
Wait,
to that,
I'll do it.
worldwide
Mwah, ha 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 ha. Yeah,
That
I'm got a solid buzz
Yeah.
going on.
I feel like it's a very polarizing fruit.
Let me switch over. I'll mute
I'm
these.
into it.
We'll mute these guys. You don't have to listen to them talking about beer while I put on the show. It's been a while we watched since I've done the mousetrap. I had to get a new mousetrap because my other one it snapped. I snapped it so many times that it broke the wood. So, okay, wait. All right, it's set. The mousetrap is set. I can show you. It's a real mousetrap. Don't try this at home. Leah, this is for you. Real activated mousetrap. I'll use this post-it note. This light as a feather post-it note can activate the mousetrap and rip the paper apart. Oh, Leah's your girlfriend. Leah, this is absolutely for you. We Watch is amazing. I'm so glad you guys found each other. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Uh-huh. What do you think, Leah? What do you think, Leah? Woo! Uh-huh. That was high up on my tongue. Oh, man. Woo! That was a good one. Why would she do that? Because you asked. Betraying Sideshow professional, and we learned that at Sideshow school. I can also take a 9-inch railroad spike steel nail and shove it right into my nose, which isn't as interesting now that everyone can do that because of COVID tests. But imagine the COVID test, but with a steel nail right in your nose. I can do that too. We watch anything for you guys. Next time I'm in Houston, we've all got to go out and get a drink. I don't know when that'll be, but sometime this year I'll be down. My dad lives in Houston, so. Ingenious Brewing was on earlier. Cheers, cheers, cheers! They did what was I drinking? Their apple brandy Jack's stout, breakfast stout from Ingenious in Humble, Texas, which if you guys have not gone there, it's a great date spot. I highly recommend it. Their beers are really fun and amazing and delicious and experimental.
In the area.
Right now we're talking to Montana brewers.
Because I feel like that's a
Leah loves it. I love Leah already.
People who
I can't wait to meet both of you in real life. We Watch and I have not met in real life. We tried to get together last time I was in Texas over Thanksgiving, but it didn't work out. But Leah, we're gonna hang out when I come down next.
Yeah,
we're all gonna go out. We're gonna get beers. We're gonna chill. It's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a good time.
They're good friends of ours. They're amazing.
We're drinking. Which one is this? It's Sweets by Mountains Walking from Montana. It's a sour ale with banana, maple syrup, cinnamon, and lactose. It tastes like drinking banana bread batter. It's amazing.
In Portland. And then
it's like
Boise,
a creamy, just delicious.
Over at Barbarian Brewing.
Ugh.
They're doing some really cool stuff.
Those are the guys that are talking now. That's the brewery they're from.
Yeah, I'd say that those are two good friends of ours. Yeah. I mean, we've got probably 13 or 14 breweries in Bozeman. So for a town of 50,000 people, there's actually a decent bit of beer here.
Yeah, Montana is on my list.
So there's some other good breweries locally.
Thanks, We Watch. Thanks for stopping by. We Watch and Leah. Enjoy your movie.
To come here, really.
Thank you for the compliments. I much appreciate.
Definitely.
I did my makeup today.
It's a good place to be.
This
Enjoy your movie, guys. I'll hit you up when I come down. I'll talk to you before I come down to Houston next. But I will definitely hit you guys up when I come down because I want to meet up.
And compared to other
get some
towns,
beers, have some talks.
I've spent time, it's not as collaborative and friendly among the smaller breweries. I know when I opened, I thought it was that way, but it really hasn't.
Did they just say Montana's not as collaborative?
No one wants the new
handsome
brewery, and so that's what
boy.
One of our first interns is opening a brewery, and I felt like, we want to kind of help
Everyone's opening a
kind of
brewery.
break that down a little. We're always open to, help anyone out, and I think that culture, that kind of vibe here is changing a little bit too. But it used to be, when I first started, it felt like every kind of microbrew was its own island. That wasn't really.
It did feel like that. It felt so like islands. I don't know, like an exclusive club.
Well, thank you guys.
When microbrews first started up, and now it's like a destination. It's like drunk Disneyland. You want to go travel to all these places and try the beers.
Reminded me actually of Double Stack, which is my favorite pancake beer, and this is
like a good beer.
Banana version of it. So kudos to you guys.
Double Stack is the Great Notion one that we're not doing right now, apparently.
We'll talk soon.
Yeah. Cheers, bud.
Cheers. Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
All right. I'm going to turn on the lights because everybody's making fun of me in the comments for being really red, which I might be a little red, but I'm telling you.
He's been drinking all day, so.
When we come back, Great Notion Brewing and Double Stack.
Oh, they are coming. So we had 5 beers. I just drank them. Okay. Nice. They are coming. Gonna need to make a trip to Montana at some point. MT is Montana, right? For fly fishing. And beer drinking. Yeah, Nick E said, we're all turning red. Been drinking stouts and heavy sours since 11 a.m. I didn't start that early, for the record. You guys saw me start. Send me the info on this beer. So this beer is, I'll type it in the chat. Mountains Walking is the brewery.
What's up?
Sweets is the name of the beer, but this one specific. So there's several kinds of versions of Sweets.
Thanks for being here.
This is Sweets.
Double Stack. I remember trying this beer for the first time. And
banana.
I think it was like the first
maple
adjunct stout I'd ever tried.
And cinnamon.
And I was like, this tastes like pancakes, but it's a beer. And
they have different versions of Sweets.
I actually have that.
So look for this, the one that says banana, maple, and cinnamon.
Release, I heard.
Another man, another beard. All right, I will save. I still have half a can of this. I'm savoring the fuck out of it.
You. Can you hear me?
I still have half a can of all 3 of them.
All right. Well, you can hear me. But yeah. I'm sorry. No, it's cool. You said it was.
PT, I think I also put it on Twitter.
Awesome.
I checked it into Untapped.
Let's get into it. For
with Twitter share
at home, if you
want to take a screenshot of that or save it, or if you download Untapped app, you can create a wish list and add it to the wish list.
You guys just opened a spot in Seattle, didn't you?
All right, Great Notion Double Stack.
2.
Imperial Stout with coffee and maple syrup. It's going to be a high ABV. What was it? Did we decide? 11%. It's Sasquatch with pancakes.
Okay.
Which is fantastic art.
Yeah, I love to hear it. Pacific Northwest is a very cool.
All right, I licked it off my thumb and got some straight up coffee.
Not everyone gets to.
Maple and coffee are a pleasant flavor, though.
Double Stack. What a treat. I think it might be your AirPods.
You guys didn't just see me spill that all over my keyboard.
Oh, you just took them off, huh? Oh, I don't think it was your AirPods.
It's fine. It's
right,
fine.
well,
It's fine. If you don't spill on your keyboard, are you
beer.
even a streaming professional?
I think it's all you at home. You've just had too many.
Are you
beers
even a pro
today,
gamer? I was looking at chat and not
talk.
looking
It
at my
sounds
keyboard.
perfect to me, so I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Yeah, let me go outside of.
I don't know.
So if I type
I don't know
accidentally.
But if you haven't poured this beer out, pour it out and try it because it's amazing. It's like
I don't want to accidentally end stream because I'm soaking into the. Hang on, I'm gonna go get a Q-tip.
Oh, awesome.
I do have beer ADD.
Tom, do you want to walk
Hang
us
on, let me
through
get a
some of
Q-tip.
the tasting notes or? We'll see if we can hear you. If we can't, it's okay. We love Great Notion anyway. Yeah, I've seen so many comments all day of.
Know what I have that's better than a Q-tip?
Just have been waiting.
Makeup remover pads.
All day.
These are thin enough.
Been holding back their Great Notion
to get right between the keys.
Us, so,
oh yeah. Oh yeah, these are sucking it right out.
You, awesome. If we can't, no biggie. We'll drink the beer and enjoy it.
Look at that. Sucking it right out. Professional right here. Professional drunk at your service. Why are they choppy? Must be his connection. I'll try refreshing it. Hang on, let me get the... Oh yeah, these... Yo, if you have a keyboard, period, get yourself some cotton rounds. They're thin enough that they slide between all of the keys and they will just suck any dirt or liquid. I mean, look at the absorbency. It's like a tampon for your keyboard. Get you some. Let me try refreshing them to see why it's choppy. Okay, everyone's saying his connection's iffy. Suck. Look at it.
Awesome.
Look at that.
Like half of it, Tom. But
this is such a hack. I'm so proud of myself and my
awesome.
resourcefulness.
Is all I can say.
All right, we're getting it out. Getting a new one.
Yeah, it's. I heard you mention the coffee that's in there. This one, a gold medal. I think it's a World Beer Cup, which is super cool.
I should get one that's like wet so it gets the stickiness out.
Everybody, we'll just drink it with Tom. He's here with us. Glasses are awesome. Beer's fantastic. Houseplants on point. We can just drink together.
I do wish that they'd sent us some specific beer tasting glasses for this event.
A really good suggestion.
I'm using an old tasting glass.
Of yes or no questions. Oh wait.
Hang on, I got almost all of it.
Oh, there we go. Ooh. There we go. We can do a series of yes or no questions. Oh, we could do thumbs up, thumbs down.
His connection's that bad. All right, that's smart. What a like resourceful way to handle technical issues in your stream. Take note, streamers. What is that line from? What, suck? Anything? It could be from anything.
Delicious beer. Oh, are you planning wider distribution for Great Notion beers?
There's like one more spot that I haven't gotten out of the keyboard. Spaceballs. Classic.
So it's a thumbs up.
Now I'm going to take a little bit of water.
It's like we're planning it. Okay.
Wipe the keyboard. If you're going to drink at your desk, you got to have some hacks.
Oh, does Great Notion have an iPhone app?
Why would a brewery need an iPhone app?
That's a thumbs up. And you guys should download it because it is actually the only brewery iPhone app that I've seen. And it's awesome.
6 Point has one too.
In augmented reality with Great Notions.
All right. That's done. We're cleaned up.
Which is super cool.
We're cleaned up. Now we can try the beer.
Thumbs up, thumbs down, Tom. Did pancakes inspire this beer? Thumbs up. Awesome. They did. Is there a barrel-aged version of this beer?
Probably.
Is it rare and pretty hard to find, but also delicious? Yes. I actually have a bottle, so if anybody makes,
I get more coffee than maple, but
Hospital of Pittsburgh, maybe
it's
I'll
good.
Pick a name out of there, and
I'm used to their beers.
Send it
fix
your way.
Fix my back. Fix my pillow.
See.
I'm used to their beers being much sweeter.
Do you often?
So this is a nice break from the sweetness of the other beers we've been drinking.
Like tiramisu. Thumbs up or thumbs down?
I do get tiramisu.
No, not often. I'm sorry. Whoever thought it tasted like tiramisu.
No, someone had to say it for me to get it because it's very coffee, but like with a hit of
see.
cinnamon.
Um,
The maple's kind of an afterthought.
I think that's it. Actually, that was our time. So, Tom, thank you for joining us. I know it's probably just the Pacific Northwest being regionally isolated and me being in Pittsburgh, which is also fairly regionally isolated.
Pittsburgh is not regionally isolated. Pittsburgh is a hub.
Not matching up, but
chicken and waffles would be a good beer combo.
Sincerely appreciate you being here, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks, Tom. Bye.
Very good.
All right. You heard it here first. He does not often get the comment that the beer tastes like tiramisu. But if you have not,
I definitely get tiramisu more than I get pancakes.
One of the coolest places I've ever been to. The people are great. The beer is super creative. I didn't take a picture of it. The art is absolutely incredible.
The art is amazing.
The best I've seen at a brewery. We're going to take a quick 15-minute break. And when we come back, we are going to talk to the artists.
The artists.
And the brewers.
I've got to go get the other 4 beers for the artists.
That we've got.
Actually, I will put these 4 back in the fridge because I'm definitely going to drink them as we stream into the night with games. I'm going to finish some of these.
We'll be back in a couple, and we'll talk art with the brewers. See you then.
All right, I'm going to mute him. All right, so yeah, beer art is next. Branding. I'm really interested in this panel, so I'm going to take a quick break so I can put these in the fridge for later and bring out the next handful of beers. It's four more beer artists are talking to, and we'll try their beers when they talk about their art. And I'm going to take a quick break so I can, as James Autumn would say, find a tree. Because when you're drinking this much, you got to find a tree every now and then. So I'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Please hang in there, and continue enjoying this final panel of the Juicy Brews Saturday morning beer festival of cereal and breakfast inspired beers. Be right back. Vengeance, thank you for the lurk. Flying Dog has some of the best art. Black Quinn, I completely agree with you. Flying Dog is one of my favorite breweries. I have not yet visited them, but they're high on my list. I would love to get there. Muldoon, stop licking the couch. I can see you. Yeah, I can see you. He thinks because I'm not looking at him, I can't see him, but I can see. Look at those ears. Look at those ears. He knows he's in trouble. What'd you do? He knows. No, you're not getting a treat for that. You're not getting anything. No. Nope. After this next session, which I need to tweet about, the next session is on branding and can artwork design. We've got 4 beautifully designed cans. The first one, so I'll show you the first one we're doing. The first one is Citra Cutting, that's the wrong one. Citra Cutting Tiles from Trillium. And this is like just a beautifully designed, very simple grayscale with a bit of gold to it. Cutting tiles. It's like a literal tile cutter's hand. It's really beautiful. I'll keep it down here because we'll drink that soon. We'll try it soon. I just currently have, I think, 6 open beers in my fridge that I need to... Words. Slow down. That I need to finish. We're getting there. Still drinking the Great Notion. Great Stacks. Big Stacks. What was it called? Still thinking about that banana bread batter one. So good. Can't wait to go back to that one. They should be back soon, so we'll wait while we finish this sip. I'm behind on checking in my beers on Untapped. I don't tweet them all to Twitter or Instagram, but some good ones. Some really good ones. What was the one I want to check in next? Wait. I checked in the pancake, the banana butter when I checked it. Banana bread batter. That's a riddle to say. Crispy squares, I think I checked in. I know I checked in the banana batter one. They're back. Oh, did I mute them on? I muted them on YouTube.
Thanks for sending this. This is awesome. JC, Trillium has been a personal favorite of mine since I attended the Extreme Beer Fest in 2014.
I know Trillium is a highly tradable, highly popular brewery. I don't think I've had one of their beers before.
The Seaport location to buy a glass crowler of Fort Point, which I did. Proceeded to take into the festival with me. I was allowed a backpack because I had a media pass. And then woke on a bus outside of Hartford, Connecticut, threw up into my hands.
So not just me,
bus where there was a bathroom, and got to Port Authority in New York City like an hour and a half later, and felt the worst I've ever felt in my life.
Poor guy.
So that's my first memory, and one of my best beer memories.
That's one of your best beer memories, is throwing up? That's not how beer works.
There we go.
Excellent.
That's how too much beer works.
All right.
But
I mean, I do not have that.
Yeah, that's a story to be proud of.
JC, what do you have there?
Well, this is a Food Lager from Drowned Lands.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they're not drinking their own beer. Good for them.
The immediate backup.
So, Cutting Tiles by Trillium is a double IPA with raw wildflower honey.
Ales, based on a bunch of different.
They're based in Massachusetts, 8.5%.
But I dug out the old glass.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
It's a nice glass. Oh, it smells very IPA-ish.
We have 2 remaining.
Huh.
Yeah, this is the original Artaic glass, which was the
smells IPA-ish.
Sort of the precursor to Cutting Tiles.
Actually, take a picture.
JC, can you tell us more about that story?
Sure. So we had like roughly a 2-year startup period for Trillium, where we had leased our building on Congress Street in Fort Point.
Yep.
And at the time, the mayor of Boston had kind of dubbed that area
the innovation district. So there was a bunch of little startup companies. And I guess we sort of got kind of folded into that mix. So there was a green technology incubator called Greentown Labs, which has since moved over north of the river, and I think they're building a new spot in Texas as well.
It's an IPA.
Anyway,
it's very
so there's a
hoppy.
bunch of little like startup kind of
I don't really
scrappy
get the honey.
companies in the area. And
I didn't really get any breakfasty elements to it.
Folks at a nearby company called Archaic.
It's not bad.
And
it's just
he
not
was
my
a home
style.
brewer. He was really into making mead as well. And very early days before Trillium even he served our beer at his wedding. So we became good friends. And when
I need
the
a
time
wedding beer for my
right,
next wedding. If I have a next wedding,
I was able to get enough hops. There was this really cool new hop variety called Mosaic, and we made a 100% Mosaic beer.
Is this Mosaic?
With raw local wildflower honey
Citra.
in it as well. And we named it originally after the company, the startup company, Archaic. But as you know, we've kind of since broadened the perspective.
It says citrus. I'm assuming it's citra hops. Mosaic, I think, is the one I'm allergic to.
Was me.
Cool.
Yeah.
They're cutting out.
So Archaic became Cutting Tiles.
Yeah. So that was
James Autumn, welcome back. We were just talking about you. We are on. We're now in the branding and can design art session, and we are on Cutting Tiles by Trillium, which is it's a very hoppy IPA. I'm not loving it. I don't really get the breakfasty elements of it. I don't get the honey.
So incredible.
It's not a bad beer by any means. It would probably be a very good IPA for an IPA lover, but I'm not a straight up like hoppy IPA lover.
It kind of sounded pretty close to Mosaic, and I didn't want folks to get confused with that, so we kind of.
I mean, it's good. It's good in like a beer sense, but not in like my style sense.
Kind of a callback way to.
You want to do this next time? I think they do a Spooky Brews.
The Mosaic
this is by Hop Culture. If you follow Hop Culture,
so Cutting Tiles is kind of how you used to make
breakfasty beer. This is a breakfast themed beer festival. All the beers we've had today are breakfast themed.
That's what the illustration on the label
I think the next
represents.
The next most breakfasty one that we're gonna do is like it's called Morning Quake. It's literally like Quick based. Wait, let me switch over. So you can see the can better. It's a Nesquik Quick based or
Nelson
kind of style beer.
Kind of all the really cool hops, and that's hopped.
Beer world's crazy. That's why I love it, because you get just really interesting, innovative, experimental. It's like a mad scientist world that you can drink and enjoy, and that's why I love it.
Like I said, in 2014, coming down to the Seaport Congress.
Trillium is a popular brewery. I've heard of them before. I'm up in my first Trillium beer, but I'm not a hoppy beer drinker, so it's not my favorite.
When it came to hops, but
let's do the Spooky Brews. Follow Hop Culture on Instagram.
And also some of the sour stuff.
Go to their website and join their mailing list because their emails are really good.
Super impressive. And I
join Untapped,
Trillium,
which is an app that I use to track. Untapped is how I learned what beers I like and what I don't like. Because Untapped lets me check in, like Foursquare, check in the beers I'm drinking and rate them in terms of like 0 to 5 bottle caps. So it's helped me figure out over the years what styles I like, what styles I don't like.
Modern New England farmhouse brewery,
and just develop my taste for craft beer.
Things that we.
It's a fun community. It's like a fun social network. I sometimes like post that stuff to Twitter and Instagram. Not always, but
demand that we had for,
it can be a kind of spammy in the feed.
Beers and our kind of ridiculously undersized.
But Untapped
brewery.
Is fun.
I mean, we started. It took a really long time, and basically
do I have a command for it?
All of our savings. Esther and I started Trillium with just kind of our life savings at that point.
Maybe I took it down.
I kept, as time went on, I had to like keep scrapping.
I think it's just like
intended purchases.
Untapped
we started with
no
10-barrel fermenters when we first started, so that's not enough.
That might be it. That might not. Let me click on it.
So anyway,
work.
so that's a long way of saying
hang on.
We've had the intention of being a very well-rounded brewery and kind of focusing on local ingredient, and then hopefully one day being able to grow our own ingredient.
Here's me trying all the beers.
Estate beers,
These are all the ones I've done today so far. That was last night. I did this one.
Program, which is really just maturing
Mocha
now.
Machine. That was the solar one we did earlier. That I drank last night.
From that too.
At the sign-in to see more. I'm not
a really kind of broad-based, true American.
If you download the app,
brewery that is,
follow
I'm
me
a home
there.
brewer, so I'm excited about all beer from all periods of time, from
such a cool way to create content. So I'm just sharing my passions.
Shows a little bit in our portfolio.
And
That's awesome. And I
think any passion can be applied to any other kind of thing. Like this is about
tell us a little bit about that and what's coming.
Branding and design. This applies to Twitch streams. This applies to anybody with any kind of brand, personal or otherwise.
Forever Home. It's basically a new location to move our.
Yeah, this is not my favorite, but we have
production facility.
3 more. One of them's a local brewery that I love, so I'm excited to get to that one and show it to you guys.
In Canton. And that's where we built our production brewery to kind of like start to be able to meet some of the demand.
It's just like an IPA, like it's like every other IPA I've ever had.
Another building nearby, just up the street.
I'm excited for this one. This is fruited sour.
Hang on, let me switch over. Under
Hang on, let me mute them.
And it's sort of like a patchwork kind of.
Because they're just talking about their space. It's the bottom line. This is Yeti Confetti. This is by KCBC, which is Kings County Brewers Collective. They do a lot of collaborations within New York City. They're in Brooklyn. They are actually like around the corner from one of my best friend's apartments, so I go there quite a bit. The can art's just really cool. Like that's why they're here. It's about the can art. I think they're gonna go, maybe not next, but sometime in this session they're gonna talk. But they do like Pulp Fiction styles. They've done Reservoir Frogs with one of their beers. These posters are like their artwork is phenomenal. Even the side of it is little Yeti faces. I mean, like their whole aesthetic. They're, I think, one of the best brand designs ever. That's KCBC in Brooklyn, in Bushwick. They have a very small tap room, so they haven't been open because of COVID. I think they can be open now, but I've been by because my friend lives, like I said, my friend lives around the corner. So I'll go visit him to play video games, and then we'll go pick up like a 4-pack and like drink and play games, and then I bring the leftovers home. But they're really good.
Ready for opening when the weather gets a little bit nicer, which is not too far away now.
These guys are in Boston. This is a Boston-based. Trillium's Boston-based.
Kevin, you're coming in clear all of a sudden, which is fantastic.
Oh, nice. Yeah, sorry about all the lagging there.
Yeah, but you look great.
Thank you.
Can you tell us a little bit about how?
I'm just gonna not finish this one because I've got a good buzz and I don't love it,
yeah.
so I shouldn't finish it.
Yeah. We have 4 minutes. It's like a half an hour story.
Yeah,
right.
I wish I had the ability to tell a half an hour
Jason
story.
and I are old friends.
But I'm good at telling a half an hour story in 4 minutes because I don't like public speaking.
We were in each other's
Which is why I stream on Twitch, just to get better
wedding,
at that.
I don't know if anyone's heard the story, but for his wedding, he wanted to brew his own beer. So he brewed all the beer for his wedding. I don't know JC, how many bottles of, how many 750s did you make?
750s.
In total, it was probably about 1 barrel of beer.
Yeah.
5 gallons at a time.
In your small apartment in Brookline, Boston, just like in the bathroom, in the tub.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a good use for my bathtub.
Like he does everything, he wanted to do it up right, and he wanted to make it look legitimate. And so he tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Let's come up with a name. Let's come up with a brand, a look and feel."
Drecker,
and like
Crispy Squares,
we're not gonna just like
and banana
banana look tight.
Banana bread.
And I think after that, after the wedding, it was pretty successful. And I know you were involved in a couple different.
I don't know I forget what other ones I have pictures of.
And they're all like, you're about 90% of the way there. You might.
Okay, so Trillium. This is called Citra cutting tiles.
Let's finish this up.
If I look up cutting tiles on Untapped, they do them with all kinds of hops.
What you're doing
so
now.
This is Citra.
But yeah,
they do it with Mosaic hops, logo, Galaxy hops, El Dorado hops.
The illustration changed a little bit.
And then they have like a basic cutting tiles, which I don't know what that one would be, but that one is the highest rated one.
Pancake. I know we were chatting in the notes.
They're all very closely rated.
It's so funny that you guys are highlighting this beer because it's of probably like 300 to 400 different illustrations that we've done over the years, the past like 10 years, even though it's only been open for 8 coming up on 8
illustration.
8 years in March.
It's a tile, a beautifully drawn
It was
hands
the first attempt at drawing
in
hands I've
grayscale.
done, so
hands are hard to draw.
Everything's completely wrong. It looks terrible. So I was texting.
Doesn't look. It looks great.
Who you mentioned
What's
before?
he talking about?
Director of marketing for Trillium.
And there's
I'm
a
like,
gold
I think I'm gonna draw
tile.
this thing. Like, just draw it again. It's been in the back of my mind for years. I want to redraw it. So I actually just started this a couple hours ago.
It's a beautifully drawn
and
hand.
I'm almost done putting the finishing touches on it now. Since the original one, I had drawn a few other hands for collaborations with Monkish and another one with Bale.
All right.
I kind of started figuring it out. You got to follow the contours. And I think earlier back in the day,
every artist is like their own worst critic. It's so
right.
funny.
They look the same to me.
Everything that we were doing up until this point was.
I see nothing wrong with his
hands. It was very rigid and structured, a lot of straight lines. This is the first time, other than maybe Sun Shower, that we started weaving in some sort of organic
You want some
lines.
breakfast now? I know. I'm excited for the morning quickie,
in this way,
which is
and
the strawberry quick
so
flavored beer, and then we have the Yeti confetti, which I showed you, and then this one's called Super Pops,
wrap around the fingers,
which is a superfood smoothie series quadruple berry,
I'll bring it to the computer.
gushing with fresh blueberry, blackberry, strawberry, and raspberry. And that's this can. I love that can art. It's simple. It's exciting.
It turns out some people get very upset by
I'm into it.
So can I not do this? It's the same thing. You'll never notice the difference.
All right, clean it up, my taster.
That one was better, Kevin.
I was gonna say, Kevin, that looked an awfully lot like this.
No, it's the same. It's the same thing. It's
buttered pancakes and a cold tall glass of milk. Hey, breakfast for dinner. Look, here's what you do.
And then also back in that day, I was trying to
get yourself a small $10 waffle maker from Amazon. I made waffles with that Valentine's Day, and I had leftovers this morning to like carve up for this.
No gradient.
They make waffles like about this size.
After this, I bring it to the computer.
Make yourself
pop it in the
2
iPad
waffles
and do a lot of shading. Like
make yourself
in there, so
an over easy or like well-ish done egg, depending on how you like your runny oaks. Make yourself some bacon, turkey bacon, bacon, which I would eat.
I did when I was 6
Stack them on top of the
old,
waffles. Put a slice of American cheese on top of that. Slap the other hot waffle on top. Make yourself a waffle breakfast sandwich for dinner. Do it.
So you're at perfection at 6 years old.
Yeah, that's right. I plateaued.
And have yourself a breakfast stout with it.
Nice.
That's
I don't know what styles
so, Kevin,
these are.
are you now doing
Yeti confetti's a sour. Morning quickie is what? Sour ale with strawberry, vanilla, lactose, and strawberry Nesquik.
Which is
I knew
great.
it.
But yeah, everything else
contains natural and artificial flavors
has been
and
all me,
beet juice for
all
color.
been done
Ooh.
with this exact pen on a piece of paper.
That's gonna
on
look
this board
nice.
here.
And the Super Pops.
And then
is a smoothie series, so probably a tart, not a sour.
No, not in this basement.
Yeah, I can't go from an IPA to 3
yeah,
sours. That's a bad idea.
Various places. Actually,
So
I
I'm not
started
gonna
doing this
finish
when I was in San
the
Diego.
cutting
So we
tiles.
were like opposite coasts trying to figure it out. I moved back just in time to see, I think, Trillium open. Like I was there like within a week of opening. It was pretty great.
All right, next brewery.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm ready.
Yeah, I was gonna say because you know, like with Secret Stairs and some of the beers that are so Boston specific, I feel like
I'm not gonna check that one because I don't have anything great.
Yeah.
Like I don't like checking the beers if I don't like them because it's not my style. If it's a bad beer, it's a bad beer.
Get the right angle.
But
like,
it's not a bad beer. It's just not my style. So I don't want to like.
What we call
I want to check it in, but not
train over boat.
ruin the rating because it's not my
in the world where
particular
that
favorite
happens,
style.
Where all these different methods. Huh?
What else can I check in that we haven't done?
Come on.
We haven't done the Great Notion yet.
I mean,
What was it called? Pancake something?
Yeah, like
double stack.
And we were so lucky.
I'm excited to go back to that one.
Who, whenever I do stuff
Untapped.
like this, or I take different images from the internet and put them together, like I take macaroons or something and put them on a plate and put some chocolate on it. He'll like
Oh yeah, I want
recreate my
macaroons
label
covered in chocolate. Please give me
exactly,
that.
Like for a photograph of the beer, exactly how I did it. Like I shot this probably like 3 or 4 years ago, maybe
Double
longer than that.
stack.
And then Phil, like 2 weeks ago, went out and shot
There
the
it is.
exact same angle.
Double stack is a 4.4 rating
which
out of
was
5.
great.
bottle
And then
caps.
he actually used a Swiss Army knife to prop up his camera. Did you see that, JC? I was like, dude, that would have been the best teaser if we were
What
just a
can
little
art
bit
is that?
earlier when this.
Totally.
But yeah.
You didn't even
We've got
tell like
You put it down, I
part
can't
of the
see it.
story from our friendship. I mean, you know, I was like in the
how it devolved.
Ken is getting drunk.
No,
Someone in
I'm
chat said that on the YouTube chat.
Like I was in the corporate world as well, and like I was doing well, and like I enjoyed what I did, but there was just something like clearly missing, and kind of always had that call back to do something really creative, but also be entrepreneurial and do it myself. And I think what's kind of really important is that you, it's scary, right, to do something like that. And
Absolutely.
sometimes you need like an example of just somebody
Someone said that one tastes like tiramisu and I can't untaste it.
When we first started, Fair Folk didn't exist. So it kind of came, at least in some part, because he saw his buddy jumping off the cliff, and it looked kind of fun.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Yeah, it's funny, like my role in your company,
more coffee
your
than
venture, I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Coffee and I got more coffee and
cinnamon
cinnamon
get out there into the world,
maple.
and then you in turn did the same thing for me. You're my first client. You are the one that you're my parachute that let me leap off and give it a try. If it weren't for you, who knows?
Bob Gilbreth says, "Are we doing this every Saturday? We should. I would love to do a beer fest every Saturday."
Just working for somebody else still.
I'm here for that.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, thank you both so much for joining us, JC and Kevin. Love Trillium, love the art, love the beer. Love you guys. Yeah.
Cheers,
really
Kenny. Say hi to the KCBC guys for us.
I will.
Is KCBC next?
They're waiting in the wings.
Trillium. The Trillium art is it's very clean and simple. Like I showed you guys.
Their art is awesome.
While they're going off, while they're switching up. I'll show you a close up. Like it's a very clean, simple grayscale with a little bit of a little hint of gold.
You're up next, Kenny. Come on.
Beautiful. It's beautiful.
All right,
give yourself a quad.
Thank you.
He thought he couldn't draw hands. It's a beautifully drawn hands.
Bye.
Who is next?
Right.
Is it KCBC next?
As JC mentioned, we have Earl and Zach from KCBC. This is some of my favorite art in the entire game, 8,500 breweries. And I think, as you can probably tell from the can,
in the industry,
certainly stands out.
I mean, look how fucking cool.
And when we come back, I'm going to go get some water, and I think John or Grace is going to intro the.
He's got to get some carbs,
boys.
and we got to get some women on this show.
KCBC.
I'm going to just keep rotating the cam because it's beautiful. It's beautiful, and all of their artwork. If you look up, hang on, I'll go find them. I'll go find them so you can see it. Oops, did I just make that too big for the screen? Here, you can look at all my porn history. KCBC brewery. Beer no, just brewery. Beer menu. We'll do menu. There, whatever. It was all going to go to the same place anyway. Yes. Yes, we are. So, here, look at this can art. Just look at the can art. Superhero Sidekicks. Marble of Doom Venom, which is a very good beer. Dangerous Precedent. Amazing. These are all, like, I love that they cycle through the labels. Wolf of Siberia, very simple. Kind of different from all of their typical. Ninja Kitties, double IPA. Who doesn't want to drink some Ninja Kitties? I do. Pinball Pandemonium. Look at that fucking artwork. Infinite Brains. I mean, Bronx Brewery also does really fantastic locally drawn artists or local artists. That's that. Where's more? There's more. Beer Finder.
Hello, Grace. I think you're muted still.
They don't have any more than that.
Keeping this party train rolling by unmuting myself and everyone who's watching.
Drink. They weren't muted.
I know it's been happening. In the
KCBC has some of the best can art in the game.
Still watching.
Hands down.
Oh, what's going on, guys? We're gonna give our boy Kenny G a quick break. He's been crushing cans for about the last couple hours.
Kenny needs a break because he's wrecked. Yeti Confetti's a fruited sour
in, John and I,
with strawberry, raspberry, red currant, and banana and vanilla lactose, barley wheat, 7%.
Of KCBC, and Earl Holloway, who's the creative director. What's up, gentlemen? How are you guys doing today?
Good.
Doing good. Yeah.
Love it.
Saturday.
Yeah, it's Earl's birthday, everybody. Sorry, I'm
Wait, really?
Oh, it smells like
Earl,
raspberry.
happy birthday.
Smells like very raspberry. Ooh, look at that color.
Yeah, thank you for letting us know, Zach.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Exactly. Yeah,
when am I
mean,
reaching
you
out to
know,
be
he's,
sponsored?
He's 29.
I've
again,
reached out to
looking
Kenny
great.
from.
Yeah, it's been amazing.
Hang on, I gotta take a picture of it.
Fresh out of college.
Kenny, who just went offline from Pop Culture, I reached out to him as press for Sideshow Sips
I was like, Earl, there's a pen.
for access to an earlier a beer festival last year. And he was just like, "You're too small," and I was like, "Fine, that's fair."
Awesome. We love, Earl loves
But
beer, so
Sideshow Sips is growing, and eventually,
absolutely.
I'm hoping I'll get to go to some of these events.
Yeah, I was actually living in New York in Bushwick when you guys opened.
In that way, but
was it like 4 or 5
yeah,
years ago
I mean,
now it must have been 20.
I don't want to make money off of talking about craft beer. I want to share my love of craft beer and how interesting and intricate and creative and artistic this whole industry is.
In 40 years, because Bushwick had originally been
from
like
weird flavor creations that we talked about earlier to gorgeous can art design.
But of course, a little thing called Prohibition happened
to just like
wiped everything out, and you guys
trying something new in the industry and putting flavors together, experimenting, failing, failing.
I mean,
You're too small. You can't say it that way. He's too small in the pants. I don't know from experience, but I'm sure he's fine in the pants.
Been through a lot, survived monsters and demons. And
but I mean, at the time, I didn't even have the Instagram account started for Sideshow Sips. I was just doing it on Twitch every now and then.
Used to be where you would go to get crap.
But now I have the Sideshow Sips Instagram, which has grown in like a couple months to over 300 followers, which is pretty great.
Come through this pandemic.
And fun.
It's a cool place to be.
It's a cool community
in Brooklyn and that neighborhood.
No one's ever too small.
All the beer history is pretty cool too.
No, I mean, like,
it is a sweet area to live.
Whatever. I was looking for a press pass to an event. Like, I'll pay to go to an event. It's fine.
There's just like graffiti.
I'll just get to share this with everybody.
Amazing.
It's fun and tasty.
Wall art. Which I think actually
this is
reflects really well.
Yeti confetti fruited
speaks
sour.
Really well to some of the artwork that you guys are creating.
I don't mind being called too small. Like some people have. I want to work with Gamer Goo.
Your artwork,
like I have right
here.
I use Gamer Goo almost every stream. They talk about it every stream. They require a 25 viewer average for a partnership. There.
Nice.
I'm working to get there because I believe in that product so much that I want to work with them.
Yeah, so I'd love to.
Like, I don't want to get so big that people are like, "You should work with us for money." I'm like, no, I want to work with products, brands, and industries that I care about, that mean something to me.
The Yeti right here.
That are real. So if I'm too small for Gamer Goo right now, that's fine. I'll build up to get there because I love them that much.
As much as you guys have a great kind of history being in Bushwick, I think you guys are also really known for your iconic artwork. And
that's a sour.
It's some of his favorite across the country.
It's like
you guys are crushing it. And so before we get into the artwork, Earl, Zach,
do you remember being a kid? You guys,
crack open
you guys are probably all mostly younger than me.
What
those wax bottles.
Where'd the idea come from?
We'd bite the top off the wax bottle and suck the juice out of it.
For all
this tastes like that, like the red one.
I don't know. It's a good breakfast beer, honestly.
Where it's a little bit like it's sour, but sweet.
Drank it earlier.
Fruited sour.
That's what I'm getting out of it.
With a pretty like high.
And Bruni, to loop back, I agree that no one's ever too small. I work with
quantity of fruit we use and the fruits
the Hot Chocolate 15K and the Ram Racing running series and Passion Planner, and I'm not too small for them.
Along with
because like I'm passionate about those products. I only promote products that I absolutely love and care about.
Which we've only had a few, but we got some fun ones coming down the pipe.
And I'm just like I'm honored that I get to work with those specific brands because the Hot Chocolate 15K means a lot to me.
We've got
it made me a runner.
Coming up next, we got a whole octopus.
The medals, the swag,
Dragon Way,
medals, the goodie bag that you get is incredibly high quality for the low price of the race. Ram Racing owns them, so all of their products are great.
So it's a little sweeter.
And then Passion Planner, like literally,
puckering. That's just kind of the flavor profile.
Always by my side, my Passion Planner. I believe in this product so much.
But this.
If you buy a Passion Planner, it will hands down change your life. You will reach your goals. You will find success. It's just a fucking fact. If you use the Passion Planner the way that it tells you to use it,
the color is gorgeous.
Color on these beers.
It's the greatest product.
It's hard to see in this crappy.
I have.
internet
Like, I
lighting,
just
but
I
it
cannot
looks
live
nice.
without my passion
Hopefully
planner.
we can all see at home.
So to be able to be
anybody's
like an
pressure. Drink from
influencer,
the
which I
can.
hate that
You don't have
term,
to look at it if you don't want
but to be a brand ambassador for Passion Planner
It looks
is
just
but,
a
you know,
massive honor for me because they've done
you
so
know,
much for me
if
personally.
the beer's cold,
that
you're gonna get
if
more
I
kind of
can promote their
the
products,
acidity up front, the berries.
I'll do it because I
As it
100%
warms up, I
believe
think a little more of the
in
vanilla and kind of
the
sweetness kind of
success
comes out.
that their products have brought me.
You know, it's
I'm a
it's just
testament
got this,
to that
like,
success.
long, you know, I ate a lot of sour candy when I was a kid. My mom used to make fruit leather, like homemade, like dried
Fruit leather. I do
with,
get
like
sour
all the
candy.
we had raspberry bushes in my
Candy.
yard and strawberry plants. So like,
Wish I remember being a kid. I just remember how much I like
and,
adult
like, a lot of our
beverages.
fruited sours are like, man, I really
Mostly James, I
remember
remember
my
that too. And
mom
then
and
every now and then
jam
I
and
hit
this,
like
you know, all
I
these
hit
kind of
adult
fruit-
beverage that hits me
kind of
like
fruit
in the
ideas,
childhood. And I'm like,
kinda,
yeah.
kinda
If I
like
could have
made
gotten
their way
drunk
into
at
our beers
8,
now. So this
life
is,
would
you
have
know,
been better.
like I said, a little
Maybe.
sweeter, but still, I think when you're drinking it, it's jammy, it's tart.
It is, yeah,
You
jammy's
get the
good. Jammy's good.
raspberry. The banana, I think, is kind of hiding a little bit on the back end. It just kind of rounds out the mouthfeel, like in a smoothie or whatever.
No, it's
but,
mostly raspberry.
You know, we're really happy with
If
it.
anything,
It's
the
all
banana
gone, sold out
mellows
really
it
fast,
out,
so we're
but
happy we
it's
could send
high
some out to you guys.
raspberry.
Yeah, I think the red currant was the ingredient in there that really surprised me. Where are you guys getting the red
I don't know what red
from,
currant
or where did
tastes
that
like.
idea come from?
So yeah, we've done some stuff with blackcurrant.
Is it currant or currant? I always say black currant.
That was actually when
I find those plants in Red Dead,
blackcurrant.
I say, oh, we found red currant or black currant. Is it currant or currant?
Maybe it was boysenberry. I can't remember. I will have to look back. But you know, the red currant.
Your first beer, James? I'd love to hear that. I don't remember my first beer.
COVID 4 times.
It was probably in college.
With this farm, and
you love the way I say what currant?
We never brewed a beer.
Is
with
it
that
currant
beer,
or currant?
Like I'm like picking them off this bush, and we're like, this is really good, you know.
The first way, it's currant, really?
I never like had.
I have always said currant.
But
like I'm fancy in French or
you know,
something.
We're using all fruits in our.
Would
beers,
you like
so
a red
sometimes
currant
it's juice,
croissant?
Sometimes it's puree. Sometimes it's whole fruit on maybe our barrel program on the sours. But you know, it just felt like it was gonna kind of punch the acidity. We
Punch
really like
the
our
acidity.
strawberry source.
This is like the time I couldn't say base or bass properly.
The red currant's North American.
I've never had a proper like a raw currant.
You know,
is it a berry?
You know, it just felt like.
Wait, let's look it up.
We wanted this beer to be a
let's
little
look it up
sweeter,
together. What is a red
acidity.
currant?
I just find it really refreshing.
Oh, it looks like cranberry.
I felt like this was just, you know.
Oh my god, like a holly berry. They're
that red currant in
beautiful.
there and kind of like keep the pucker to balance the sweetness from the vanilla and lactose.
Jam. Other than jam and beer, what would you do with it?
Beer, unique history, and of course, unique art.
Currant meringue cake.
So this is a fun art.
That looks good.
Yeah, Earl, can you talk to us a little bit?
They're beautiful.
Artwork.
This one.
Yeah, what was that, John?
That's beautiful.
I was going to ask if Earl, you could walk
fresh
us
red
through
currant
this,
yogurt
also
cakes.
Maybe like if you could let us know a little bit about the
whole
general
milk,
creative
sugar,
direction
eggs,
behind
canola. I might need to make this.
ACDC.
That looks beautiful.
I know your background is in comics, and I feel like that comes through.
These look like the poison berries of my childhood. My mom told me not to
eat. Can you tell us a
eat.
little bit about your own history, and then maybe about how that translates to.
But they're gorgeous.
The beer labels themselves.
Yeah, sure.
Look at the different kinds.
I kind of started out as like
black, red, and what are these called? Champagne.
Long story short, like kind of started out as like an illustrator for like magazine publications.
They're so good.
Like
They taste like tangy strawberries. Okay.
Sort of like,
I'll have to find like an actual raw currant and try
part
it.
Of me really kind of always just loved, continued to love that comic book feeling or that those worlds, and it's just like something that I kind of kept in the back of my mind and kept gravitating towards. So then I started to produce my own comics and then picked up some work here or there for like really small publications. None of you are going to know where those comic books are printed or anything like that.
Where can we find your comics?
I just kind of I started to sort of
because the artwork is great. It's so good.
Thing again, and like wanted to do work like that. And then essentially what ended up happening was through
I always save the can labels.
Pete Langell. I was introduced to Zach and Tony through KCBC.
In my planner,
they
in my
expressed
notebook.
interest in
I don't know.
in my planner in the work that I was already doing, which was kind of nice because I feel like the pressure was off. I wasn't being expected.
I've taken
to
I've been peeling off my favorite can art.
Which gave
in my passion planner this tab right here,
an automatic free range.
That's cut off from a beer label. But then in the back of it, in the back of my planner, I've started this section
And
where
then
I'm
Zach
cutting
himself
off
is,
my favorite beer
he's
labels
got like a little
and putting them in the
little
back
ad
of
man
my planner.
pass to him. So
Because the art's nice,
it
it
was
should
really,
be
really
saved
easy to
and
work.
like
I
memorialized.
feel like we just kind
So
of
I
like
peel the
evolved
best
very
art off
quickly
cans and
as a
then
result
cut it into
of
a good shape and put it in
he
my
and I being
planner
able to
in the back. So at the end of the
sort
year,
of
I'll be able
speak
to track my
shorthand to each
favorite
other
beers.
to get these projects done, because as you know, the work is really expansive and
It's a nice way to
and big
decorate
on
your
the
planner
can
or
and
your
stuff like
notebook
that.
or
So
whatever.
you need as much time as you can in order to create that work. So then, like it was a really good match in that way, because there was a ton of ideas.
These guys are
from
over
them,
time. I'm ready to get to the
on
quick
what
Nesquik
they
quick
wanted
beer.
to do
I'm excited about that
in
one.
terms of imagery, So
I mean,
Yeti-
the first beer, the first one, Earl had done a comic book series called The Squid. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna like out you here, Earl. Yeah, there it is.
The squid.
And for our very first can, we were like, we had this IPA that's like one of our first beers we brewed. It's called Dangerous Precedent. We still brew it every now and then. We're like, what are we gonna do? I don't know. It's a very abstract idea. Dangerous Precedent. What does that even look like? And we're like, well, Earl's doing this really cool like octopus. So like, let's do like this octopus, and we'll have it like flying with like hops.
The octopus
like,
art is
attacking you
amazing.
with hops. That seems like a dangerous precedent. And we're like, yeah. So that was like the birth of Sally the Octopus. And again, a lot of what I love about Earl, what works really well, I think, with our brand and with his aesthetic and his brain, is just his like love of like like wacky monster sci-fi.
Yeah, there's a lot of great sci-fi and like pop culture
the most
art.
amazing skeletons, honestly. Like they're really, really cool.
They do really good. Like I said, like they do a Pulp Fiction label, and they do.
Is a really
oh god, what was it?
I
Reservoir Frogs.
Where did we come up with this?
Which had great artwork.
Take us into your brain. Where did
I gotta get my walking in.
I lose track of all these.
Yeah, right. I mean, there's so many now. They're kind of like the spin starts when I start to think about anything.
This is me standing up for my Apple Watch.
Like this whole book full of like all.
I'm cheating the system or whatever.
Like all of I can't even
okay, we stood up.
That
That counted for this hour of standing. We did one. We did one stand.
There's a library now at this point for labels for sure.
Yeah.
But I think Yeti Confetti is Zach's. I think it might be Zach's name.
Oh yeah, I had the name idea. We were pitching a beer to a really awesome music venue that lives near us, and they didn't like that name, and I was like, but it's a good name. It's a winter beer, and I was like, go.
Yeah. So then I was thinking like for this one in particular, like Rankin Bass. I don't know if you remember that animation company. They did stop motion of the little elves and like the snowman and all that kind of stuff.
Rudolph was the
Rudolph.
They're like old school claymation or animation of that movie. That was that company.
Yeah. So then my
claymation
secret
company?
weapon is my wife Allie, who's a photographer, so she is very visual, and she's like, dude, just close up face of a Yeti with stuff coming down. So
like I was like, he has to be a little bit mean, but also a little bit
cute.
A little bit mean.
A little goofy.
Yeah.
Try to balance that a lot with our zombies and like
There's a lot of zombies. Viking artwork I've seen a lot. Yeti is a common theme with KCBC.
And Zach had the idea of like of the Yeti kind of being like, huh? Because it's him. It's him raining down on himself. So there's some meta.
We have a little meta with it.
Yeah, meta
all the little Yeti heads.
Yeah. I love it. It also kind of reminds me of confetti too. So
there you go. That was
that
it.
Goes with the theme.
Also, accidentally, somebody was like, "Hey, it looks like the Yeti rode a giant rail," and I was like, "Oops, yeah, I guess I didn't think of that."
What?
Sorry, guys. I hope nobody else sees that.
Well, I think Zach and Earl, I mean, just based on that book that you showed us, Zach,
is that supposed to be like a sexual reference?
A good amount of money. But we could probably spend like another hour just going through all the different designs, and I wish we had the time. But we're gonna have to wrap things up and say goodbye to you guys. But thanks so much for hopping on, giving us a quick insight, Earl, into your brain, and Zach, Yeti Confetti Beer. And we're gonna be drinking more KCBC with you soon. So
come drink all of our beers. We have lots of them. They're really funny and they're wacky.
They're all delicious.
They're all really good. So anyway. Love you guys. We love you guys. Thank you so much for
love you guys. This is great.
This party and having us on here. All right.
Later, Grace. Bye, John. Bye.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, John. Bye, Grace.
And we're going to be back in probably about 60 seconds or so. We're going to be tasting the next beer in the lineup from Ouzelfinch. We're talking to Rachel.
That's the Nestle Quick one.
She's amazing. And then also Viva, who's the designer of their own labels. So we'll see you guys in about 60 seconds.
Ouzelfinch. This is Ouzelfinch. I've never heard of that before. Muldoon, we're almost done, bud. I've got to take a break from Muldoon after the next two beers so we can go OUT. But this is a Nestle Quick themed beer. I'm gonna go to the loo quickly while we wait. And probably run an ad just because, Twitch. That way if you're just joining you don't see an ad. But I'm gonna take a quick break. Chill boy. Pizza, I'll get you his treat when I get back in just a second. We will I know, bud. You have something coming to you. I'll be right back. Let me go take a quick find a tree break, and I'll see you guys in like 60 seconds or less.
And we're back.
Hello.
Quick break. What's going on, ladies? How are you guys doing today?
We are doing good. Already drinking our beer. We're ready.
Nice. Oh, we gotta catch up then.
Yep, you gotta. And actually, it's the first one. I think we've taken a couple sips, so it's all good.
Nice.
I'm like trying to drink out of real glasses. Like this was our Beers Without Beards glass. I don't know if you remember. Not fun.
Yeah, COVID, so we're rocking the COVID cheek glass over here.
Nice. Don't forget to eat Black Quint. I will. I'm
barrels behind you.
After.
Nice. Were you brewing today?
After this next this beer session's done,
I'm gonna be in the environment that all the magic happens in. So.
Take a break to take Muldoon out
for a really good background.
And get some food, and then go back into games.
I think Ouzelfinch, guys, this is our third fest together.
Ouzelfinch is in the house.
Digital fest together in a row. So I think you guys are ticking all the boxes. You're the hot culture stars right now.
And PT promised to tier EAT.
We appreciate you having us on.
Awesome. Well, without further ado, let's get into it. Let's crack into morning. There's no tea at the end. Morning. Rachel, take us through this beer and kind of walk us through.
He doesn't even see. He's just laying down, ready for it.
Yeah. So
But Black Quint, thank you for the reminder. I do need to break out some spaghetti soon.
He
some carbs,
used to
some
drink
shrimp.
Nesquik all the time, I guess, as a kid, and
this is the
thought it would be a
Nesquik
fun,
beer.
Unique thing to bring into a beer. So he
also
loaded
Black Quint. I have not finished
Nesquik, and we
any of
used
the
our
beers
sour
yet.
beer base. So everything we do at Ouzelfinch is live sour. So we have lactic acid producing bacteria in the cup that you're drinking now. Which
live culture,
gives
so it's
our
like a
beers
yogurt
little bit
drink.
More of like a tart.
Look at that
character.
color. That's
a little
it's
bit
like a
bigger of
reddish, but
profile,
also a
more
very
flavors
ambery,
there, that are contributing
Jurassic
from the
Parky
lactopedia.
color.
And then we loaded up with some lactose to give it kind of that milky sweetness.
Morning quickie.
And then topped it off with the 500 pounds of Nesquik.
No sweat.
So
No,
it
I
gives you a
appreciate the
little bit of that
reminder. I was just thinking about that when I took my
strawberry
break.
flavor, a slight sweetness on the front of your tongue, and then it finishes crisp and clean and sour.
Nesquik. This is actually a beer brewed with strawberry Nesquik.
I don't know if you've had a chance to crack into this one yet. But this beer was like safe to me when I poured it out. Like it was just you have.
They
it
have
right
like
now.
the quick
It was
bunny
just,
kind of like
almost like a bowl of Rice Krispies. When you
he
hear
has a beak like a duck.
Pop, you could just hear it fizzing, and you knew that like.
But yeah, it's a sour ale with strawberry, vanilla, lactose, and strawberry Nesquik. I was always more of a chocolate Nesquik person.
I mean,
but let's give it a try. Let's see
what y'all were doing. I mean, it's right on the nose. It's so good.
Yeah. Can you guys actually? So is this the Ouzelfinch? Like the?
That's real sour.
Do you guys want to take us through? Because I think it's an amazing story that Russ told me at GABF 2 years ago about the Ouzelfinch and kind of
that's
this,
the Great American Beer Festival
mythical bird that sometimes may or may not show up in your brewery.
It's good. Yeah, it's real sour, but it's really good.
We are based on Fort Monroe, which is a decommissioned Army base. And there are a lot of stories about Fort Monroe, a lot of history behind it. And then when Russ was starting the brewery, he heard about the tale of the Ouzelfinch. And it started in 1905 when a general had a little bit too much to drink and went out and claimed he saw a large flight challenge bird with big red eyes flying backwards. And it became so popular and people made fun of him so much that it eventually became the mascot of the fort.
That sounds like a Dr. Seuss story.
All around the states. And then I think eventually it had its own secret society and all of this, behind the scenes stuff. So Russ thought, what better way to kind of reflect to that? Yeah, pay homage to that and make it a fun thing for a brewery. So he named it after that.
Yeah. And
that's a good, like a fun, sort of small, quirky history story. I'm into that.
Labels, right? It sort of
so
disguises itself onto all of the labels.
Where I can, I try to kind of fit it in. Obviously he's dressed as the Nesquik bunny on this one. But actually the original illustration was done by Russ's wife, Becca. So I just kind of
Wait, I gotta search this on Untapped. Morning Quickie.
Sort of adapted it to whatever
Morning Quickie.
I was doing.
Let's look it up.
And it just kind of became a character who took on
Morning Quickie.
other character forms and things like
There's
that.
There's a 3.52 rating on Untapped.
Yeah, Viva, tell us a little bit more about your process, like behind when, like, let's say Rachel comes to
Ouzelfinch Beers and Blending, microbrewery in Fort Monroe, Virginia.
Strawberry and vanilla and all that. How do you translate that in your brain into an actual design?
I think it varies from label to label. I mean, this one was a little bit easier because we thought it would be fun to dress the Ouzelfinch as the Nesquik bunny. So I actually took
that's the right one. I
did some research on various Nesquik labels because apparently there's tons of different designs.
See, how can 7-Eleven come after Decker for using Brain Freeze, but Nesquik isn't coming after them for using the Nesquik bunny?
I think, like I said, it varies. So
you cannot copyright or trademark Brain Freeze. 7-Eleven.
I don't know.
Calm your shit.
Yeah, well, I think kind of the whole nostalgic theme, you guys seem to tap into that really well too. There was a beer that you did, I think it was towards the end of last year, based off of Thirsty Caterpillar.
Who doesn't like a sweet quickie?
And you guys
That's
made a
my
glass
caption
with
for
it
this
too.
one.
People just went crazy for it.
A sweet.
So good.
Yeah.
Quickie.
Yeah, no, it's super nostalgic, especially.
I hate the way I just said that.
Well, everybody knows the Hungry
Can't take it back.
Story,
Whatever.
But, I
Strawberry
grew up with
emoji.
that story as well, and the Nesquik too was something that I drank growing up. So it was. Just
I only
fun
had chocolate Nesquik growing up.
So.
Definitely.
I never had strawberry.
No,
so I don't know how close this is to that flavor, but I imagine it's pretty close.
I think one of the most difficult things to do in label artwork is sort of establish a unique voice, and I feel like Ouzelfinch has done that pretty well. I mean, one way is obviously having the character of the Ouzelfinch, but I feel like your style has sort of become
I'll give it a 4.
with the brewery. So can you
it's
tell
good.
us
Like I'll drink the whole
about
thing.
Maybe what it takes to establish a unique perspective and a unique voice for a brewery.
Well, I think number one, when I first started working for Ouzelfinch, they hadn't done any can label art yet, so it was basically a blank slate, and I just used that as an opportunity to kind of showcase.
That's nice to have that freedom of creative
however,
agency.
It's actually evolved since I started doing can work. I was a little bit more reserved at the beginning because I wasn't really sure what they were looking for, and I didn't want to overstep my bounds. But then, as I grew
is there an
Russ
emoji
and
for
Rachel and the company, I just realized that we needed to take it in like a much more
no, there's no quick bunny,
punchy and sort of colorful direction.
Strawberry,
because I noticed that a lot of the can art that I was seeing on shelves, I mean, while a lot of breweries use a lot of colors, it's something that I really incorporate into my artwork, and I thought that it would help it stand out on the shelves. So I just started using bold illustration lines and bright colors that kind of reflected the ingredients that were in the beer. So that way, if there was like a recurring beer, like a party dinosaur or something like that, it would differentiate it from the other versions of it.
Alewife just posted on Instagram. Alewife is one of my favorite breweries. We teamed up with Mullane Jardine Chocolatier to bring you the most delectable virtual pairing coming up Friday, the 26th. Get your beer and chocolates and join us at Yelp Queens.
Yeah, I just thought that was a good way to go.
It's a beer and chocolate pairing on Instagram from Alewife. I love Alewife.
You try something.
Death to Ego is one of my favorite beers.
Like, oh, well, this works.
Is this what my friend sent me? Did she send me this?
Yeah, and there's, obviously so many beers on the shelves nowadays. Just standing out becomes more.
My beer friend sent me something earlier. I haven't checked it yet.
Trickier to do.
I'm gonna send her this just in case.
Obviously open up, and now there's more beer.
I was gonna say, I think the Ouzelfinch itself is a unique character.
I hope the link is in their bio.
In conjunction with the bright colors and stuff really makes it stand out.
You can't click on links in 100%. Instagram.
It almost makes me think of,
virtual beer and chocolate pairing event.
Frosted Flakes in my Juicy Brews Saturday morning. But, those iconic characters like Tony the Tiger,
How do I get the beers and the chocolates, though?
So, for sure. Actually, I have a background in advertising, so I kind of use that as a model just to create something recognizable.
Is there anything coming down the pipeline that you guys can share with us, maybe Rachel, about what you're brewing next? You guys are always coming up with such innovative beers. I feel like every month,
the bundle of chocolate and beer.
You guys have something great that's coming out. But
this beer for 10% off. How much is it? Let's see how much it is.
I think one of my
I'm away that weekend, but
that we've done so far.
Oh, that's cheap. It's $34. Are you kidding me?
It's one of our newer series. It's called Punch Yourself, and it's based off of
probably less for pickup
alcoholic punch bowls that you would find at frat parties or just adult parties in general.
I could pick it up. It's local.
And I know my favorite punch bowl as a kid was the one that was just like loaded with
I'll look it up later. Let me write it down so I don't forget.
You'd get ice cream in there too, and it would be just like
that's a pairing that I could do it without having to do it online.
So we did one based off of that. And the label is really cool too. Like Vivo's incorporated the Ouzelfinch in there, and they're at a frat party, and the Ouzelfinch is doing keg stands and bongs.
The Ouzelfinch, that's such a Dr. Seuss character. I love it.
So it's one of our series where we just kind of have a lot of fun with it. And the most recent one is our Rainbow Sherbet Punch Bowl. So it's loaded.
It's very strawberry. Very strawberry.
I think about 11 out of the 30 barrel batch. 11 barrels out of the 30 barrel is loaded with limeade concentrate, lemonade concentrate, rainbow sherbet, and fruit. So if you guys like fruit bombs, it's definitely one to look out for.
It's going to be a party in a bowl. Sounds a little bit like Jungle Juice for going with
party in a bowl. I'm getting red.
It's funny that you guys mentioned keg stands. I'm 31 now. But I didn't do my first keg stand until like 2 years ago. I went through college.
I've never done a keg stand.
But I was just never happened for me. And so I was at this party down in, it was actually a festival in Palm Springs called Dinosaur with my wife. And you basically hop around from like house party to house party. It's a big LGBTQ friendly event. And
this sounds great. I want to go.
A keg, and so everyone was like, "You're popping your cherry tonight."
Yes, nice.
And let me tell you, I was horrible at it. So this is why I didn't do it. And then this girl got on after me and was sucking down beer for like 20 seconds a minute.
That's a lot. I can't. I don't imagine I'd be good at keg stands.
I wasn't cute.
All right, I'm gonna move those aside.
Oh man, I don't know if
you did it though, so I mean that's good.
That's true. Yeah, take that box.
Cool. Yeah, I've only done one in my life, and it was not good.
No.
So
okay.
I mean, it's never good. It's never like an enjoyable experience.
John, have you done a keg stand in your life?
Yeah, I have, but again, it's not fun. I'm not like.
It's not fun.
I mean, it's only fun when you're really drunk, right?
It doesn't look like it'd be fun. It looks like it's too athletic to be drinking.
Fun. There's like a social camaraderie aspect to it. Physically, it's not very fun. No. All right, ladies. Well, I think we need to start wrapping up here. Thank you so much for hopping on and joining us and sharing more about the art, what you guys have coming up, drinking morning quickie with us. I really, really appreciate it. So we will hopefully see you at another hop culture event down the line soon.
Yeah, Ouzelfinch.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cool.
Humble Sea's up next.
We are going to head into our final label art discussion with Frank Scott Kruger from Humble Sea. We're really looking forward to that. So we're going to take a really brief break, be back in about 60 seconds or so. So stay tuned.
So wait, I'm gonna just chatting so you guys can. I'll show you the can. This is one of my favorite can designs, just because it's like it's so simple and weird. Like, look at that. It's called Super Pops. This one is gushing with fresh blueberry, blackberry, strawberry, and raspberry. It is a superfood smoothie quadruple berry at 8%. I don't know if it's an IPA. I don't know if it's an ale. I don't know if it's what would you call it? What's the word I'm looking for? This many beers in. A sour. Sour. I was looking for the word sour. That's where we are. Could not find the word sour in my vocabulary. Oh, chat. Chat. First of all, let me say also, the whole can is this beautiful white color, including the top. I haven't popped it yet, so I can do this. Look at that. Look how cool that is. I've never seen a can like this before. So I'm excited to try it out. Because look, I mean, I feel like I could draw this, but I couldn't do it that well. And it's just so fucking like weird and quirky. Super Pops. It's gonna taste like a popsicle and feel like a smoothie, maybe. Here's the deets. I hear them coming back.
This is a pleasure.
Chug!
Together.
Oh my goodness.
They're here.
Great. John and Cruz.
All right, I'm gonna pop it then.
Call them, AKA.
Oh, hello.
Oh
wow.
My gosh. From
It's overflowing. Look.
So nice to see you.
It's overflowing.
John, you have a tattoo that Frank did, huh?
I was like, how long is this going to take?
We all have tattoos.
What
is I have tattoos.
And then we'll bring up the tattoo. But no.
Is it of the can art?
Not long.
No, it's true. I actually have the sketches that Frank drew on napkins from when we visited.
Drunken.
Oh,
no.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
Oh, look at that. That was
Frank in the mustache.
That was when Frank taught.
Oh no.
He looks like an old school brawler.
32 ounces of Pilsner in my hand. Just
right,
teaching you how to surf.
I mean, hi. Who is this?
I would say.
Yeah.
5D
We're holding a
Mark II,
crowler.
which you probably shouldn't be holding on the beach.
You know.
That's a really
I
nice
can't believe you have that photo.
to be holding on the beach.
Frank,
Hang on.
Team. Oh, it's even better.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, there's me drinking.
Now we're talking. Look at the size of that board. You're gonna clobber everybody out in that.
I'm being a chat creep right now. I'm gonna not do that. Instead, we're gonna pour this beer. I just spilled again.
Oh, there goes Kenny. What?
He partied too hard and he had to go.
It's fine.
A crowler, Pilsner,
That one did not go directly inside my keyboard.
Sorry, I meant to hit,
and I have lots of
I meant to hit
napkins.
stop sharing the picture, and I hit take
I
myself
did spill that
out
everywhere,
of
though.
the entire program by accident.
It's fine.
been
It's
a
fine.
long
I got
day.
it under control.
Yeah, but let's get into it.
Yeah,
I mean,
6 hours and 45 minutes of live streaming. Holy shit!
Yeah, it's been a long day. It's been 6 hours, 46 minutes.
I'm
and
almost at 4.5
seconds.
hours of
just flash
this, so I can't even
the
imagine.
last one I'll show.
There it is.
And most of it's been
smoothie.
drinking.
Right there.
Look at that. I
So,
cleaned it up already.
The reason I'm showing these pictures is because
Look at this color, guys.
3
Look how
years
red.
ago?
Look at this
2 years
color. It's
ago.
beautiful.
2019.
2 years ago.
2 years ago, I think.
2019.
This one
It was 2
smells
years
like
ago.
beer.
We threw a
put that in my cup.
festival in Oakland, California, called Juicy Brews West Fest.
Does
It
anybody
is
know
what
if you can
has
put
turned
um,
into the Juicy
mouse
Brews
pads in
420
the washing machine?
Digital Craft Beer Festival?
Asking for a
which,
friend.
will go live next week.
Super Pops.
We went to Oakland, California, and while we were there, we made a quick trip to Santa Cruz, California,
Cool.
to visit our friends at Humble Sea Brewing.
I have a hair.
Frank
I got rid of it.
and Co taught us how
Okay.
to surf. They gave John that sick bucket.
Humble
hat,
Sea Brewing. You're sure I
which
can?
He still has to this day.
You're sure I can. That made
Um,
sense.
I'm
Yeah, this
joking, John, I
this
think
mouse
you
pad
own
probably
that,
needs to be
right? That was
washed.
something you brought
I
with you.
genuinely don't even.
I could probably just throw it in the
That's
sink and
the
scrub it
problem.
with
It's
soap
like,
and water.
I have no. You could be telling the truth. You could be lying. I don't know.
I'm doing a deep clean
They
tomorrow.
gave
That's why
us
I'm not terribly
wetsuits,
worried
I
about spilling
remember.
things.
That's true.
Don't own a
Because-
wetsuit.
Yeah.
So
I'm
that
deep
must have
cleaning
come from you,
tomorrow.
Frank, but you taught us how to surf, and then you gave us
So whatever, like this, I'll
keys
scrub this
to
down. My whole
your
desk is my
brewery,
priority because I need to
and
reorganize
you let
my
us sleep there,
desk
so we didn't have to
situation.
get a hotel. And to this day, it is the only brewery I have ever slept in.
On purpose.
I have slept in 0 breweries to date.
John, because I don't want to be called a liar. But yeah, Santa Cruz.
What are the berries in this one? This one is
Yeah, that was a good time.
Yeah, I mean,
blueberry, blackberry,
feel a little
strawberry,
bad
and
about the
raspberry.
brewery
I like
scenario
3 out of 4 of
I
those
kinda
berries.
set it up so that we were all going to be
Let's give
like
it a shot.
camping together, and then I sort of just like set everyone up in their beds and mattresses, and then just kind of walked out.
Your own comfortable bed.
Oh, that's
It was
nice.
honestly it was a great sleep.
Yeah.
I mean, the color's
If you're that drunk,
beautiful.
it doesn't really matter where you're sleeping.
It's boozier than you would expect a berry beer to be.
All right, well, Frank, let's get into
That was
some
hard
of
to
the artwork.
say.
That's what we're here to talk about. Frank, in addition to
very
helping
good.
to run Humble Sea, you also run a design studio.
Let me move this notebook. Muldoon, stop looking.
True or false?
That's a statement, John.
That is
It's a
true.
statement.
Well put.
So is it a true or false statement, though, Bob?
So I mean, you're in an interesting position because you're sort of building your own visual identity for your own brand, but you're helping others build theirs as well. Can you talk a little bit about sort of that balance there of, you're maintaining your own storytelling visually on your own.
Boozy berry beer, 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 boozy berry beer,
boozy. You're sort of outside of design. You'd be like, oh man, like if Good Knife, my studio.
Is that ASMR enough for you? ASMR enough? ASMR like
How could you
BDSM?
design for another brewery who's similar size, actually, kind of similar style? North
in the same state.
Same state. We send our beer down to San Diego every once in a while, and
what's the song I've been trying to write in my head forever? Wait, hang
it's the
on.
same city sometimes, and vice versa. They come up here to the Bay, but brands and visual identities are completely unique. And the North Park brand is pretty darn different than ours.
Hang on, I'll sing it.
Because the founders are super different. They're just, Kelsey and Amanda are background in video game design. They love vintage comic books. Like they're just like
I found it.
They're totally different than like this kind of like surf rat Santa Cruz kook culture.
Right. Yeah, and so I think that's a good point because you take 2 cans, a can of North Park and a can of Humble Sea, and you can easily tell them apart, despite the fact that maybe not the same person is making it, but it's coming from the same place. So I think that speaks to that a little bit. Can you?
Wait, sorry.
I mean, you just.
I have to ask this question.
You love how it turned into pussyberry beer. Was it?
It's been 7
Was
hours.
it?
Come on.
Was it?
Some slack.
Boozyberry beer, boozyberry beer. Hey, you know what? Well, you hear what you want to hear, IW.
Do the Golden Phoenix label?
Yeah.
Was that? It all just clicked for me. Is that a Zelda? Is that kind of a play on a Hyrule?
Is it?
You could say no, and then I'll feel silly.
No, tell me it's Zelda inspired.
So there's lots of comic. Yes, there's lots of comic book references and game references. And
guys, this is why craft beer is so fucking cool. Because you know what? It's a bunch of fucking nerds making craft beer, and that's why I love it. Because people are geeking out over ingredients and experimentation, and these are all gamer geeks
in North Park
trying new shit. This is why craft beer is exciting to me. This is the same world of gaming.
And at Humble Sea, like we've never ever referenced neither of those things. Like it's just not even part of we wouldn't even think to, like that would never be a concept or a naming scheme or anything like that. So, I mean, brands are just so damn unique to the individual breweries and what they're making, where they are, who they are.
Wait, here's my song. I've been like singing in my head for weeks.
I mean, I initially though.
The stuff
I'm used
to buy my beer. Ray, the guy that pours my beer.
So designing for another brewery
Me, the guy that drinks my beer.
I was sort of skeptical
a long way to the fridge.
So kind of all I want to do.
So I'll have another beer. I'll have another beer.
That looked great.
tea. No thanks, I'm drinking beer.
Wait, what? Oh, yeah.
And that brings us back to the stuff that buys my beer. Ray, the guy that pours my beer. Me, the guy that drinks my beer. Far a long way to the fridge.
California.
So I'll have another beer.
They're
la
super
la 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 beer.
Whereas like I think with beer, like
tea. No thanks, I'm having beer. And that brings us back to dough.
Packaging, but the packaging is all sort of the same format.
You're welcome.
A lot of times
that one's free, guys.
Cost
that
first.
One was free.
Whereas like cannabis is like, oh, this thing, you're gonna press this button, it's gonna slide out here. There's gonna be like a vaporizer that lifts up with like a light underneath, and the whole thing's like $20 for the packaging, and then like $5 for the weed. Beautiful. And people are like, yeah, this is rad. I'm gonna buy it. And so like that's what's so cool about designing for other industries. You just kind of see what people are doing.
Fuck it.
Learn.
Totally.
See, I get how the weed industry is cool,
can you talk
less
a
low
bit about
calorie.
Season branding.
But
I mean, I feel like it really works with the.
I'd rather be slightly chubby and enjoy alcoholic beverages.
So many puns.
Because also, like, I know when to stop drinking beer, and I know I'm aware of the calorie intake.
I don't know, like. If
I smoke,
we sort of wanted to brand our brewery.
I will get the munchies, which I'm powerless over.
And at
so,
the time,
smoking will send me on an eating binge
like kind of
where I have no control over the calories.
So we wanted to.
Whereas when I'm drinking, I can keep it to the weekends, and I know that like this 11% stout is a meal.
It just, I don't know.
And I should have one.
And then,
and maybe tomorrow keep it to myself. Like keep it to something healthy.
Hand-drawn, like I've got some labels
keep it to
here,
a Friday.
But, like hand-drawn, fun, goofy, expressive, weird.
Amazing. Isadel.
I think the
you
reason
hype me up
to work with
so much.
Our audience
I don't deserve you.
Because,
I don't deserve you.
Audiences can spot bullshit, and
these guys are just a straight up marketing seminar. These guys know.
And the names are sort of what lead the whole design process and our whole brand. And the names just come from everywhere. Like all, the whole company, everyone from front of house to the brewery to sales to whatever. Everybody's throwing out names all the time, like midnight on a Saturday or 6 a.m. on a Tuesday, or in the middle of your shift or whatever. And there's just names just coming down, and it's just like this crazy.
6 a.m. on a Tuesday sounds like the worst time to be alive.
Basically, and they all have to do with like they're like. In the beginning, it was like, oh man, that was like, these names are so far off brand, and then within a few weeks, the staff just sort of started to get it.
Right.
There's a little bit of feedback that I provided of like, hey, like this name probably is not going to work because it talks about monster trucks, and like we don't have.
Look at Muldoon looking at us, thinking that we don't see him.
Like it started to just flow about the sea.
I see him in the camera.
Bog puns and squids or whatever.
Well, you guys literally
such a good boy.
Look at him. IPA.
He's looking so innocent. He's not at all innocent.
And a tiny IPA, I think, too, right?
Teeny IPA.
Tiny, teeny, micro. A lot of the.
Where's Discord? I want to find
anything Dinky
Discord
Dino
again.
out there.
Yeah, 4% Rip Roaring.
It's not opening.
Teeny IPA.
Yeah, I think we did a 3.2% nano IPA with Modern Times one time. Nobody liked it, but
Modern Times is another big one that I haven't had, but I want to try.
It was a bit terrible beer, but I thought it was funny.
The label design had the tiny kook though, like the most nano-sized kook. So that was, I don't know. I guess that's what I'm here to talk about.
Yeah. Who came up with the Courage the Cowardly Fog name?
Courage the Cowardly Fog. That's so
that's
cute.
A good question. I could pull up. We also do pop culture puns. Obviously, that's a huge part of it. So like like throw in sort of our brand plus just pop culture. So Courage. Yeah, Narcless Cage, things that are nostalgic. Whether there's SpongeBob references or cartoons from our childhood, or things that are a little bit more
SpongeBob references,
current, contemporary. I have no idea who came up with that one specifically, because when I go
stop
through
licking.
and I filter out the names, and then I do a search for them,
Muldoon.
see if they're available, that kind of thing. I try not to look at who's posting so that I don't have any biases.
Lay down. Stop licking.
Because some people are obviously like in the company.
Why
are,
isn't
like,
Discord
incredible at
opening?
naming. and so I just tend to think everything they say is amazing, and I don't want to be like super biased towards them, you know, because like there's cool names coming from every direction.
It's like Grace on our team.
Yes, she comes up with most of the best puns around in the hop culture offices.
Yeah.
You know,
Grace is the cool one. Yeah.
The fog in San Francisco actually has a name. Like someone it's called Carl. Like I don't know the story, Frank. I don't know if you
just
know
a beer called Carl.
Like, the fog that is always present here is just called Carl.
Oh, the fog.
Yeah,
there's an Instagram account for the San Francisco
I
Fog.
don't know the story, but there's
Carl
a
the
Twitter
Fog
account that just got huge, just called Carl
That's
the
what she's
Fog.
talking about.
And it was just, you know, sort of the branded personality of what San Francisco's fog is like.
I did
Whoever's
read about
behind
that.
It is anonymous and an incredible copywriter.
And
it's just so it's so cool. Like it's so exciting to like read it and be like, oh my gosh,
Sorry,
like,
guys.
Yeah, they get San Francisco.
Pounding
they
out
get
my
fog,
drying out my taster cup.
Now there's like a book like they came out with, like an anonymously written book, and
Carl the
like,
Fog.
I didn't know
it's
that.
a pretty it's a
Why is
sweet
Discord
Twitter
not
account.
opening?
So so we're opening up a tap room in Pacifica, which is a little surf town just south of San Francisco.
Pacifica
And,
is also an area of
we're
Night
like, all right,
City
we gotta think
in
of
Cyberpunk.
Pacifica pun names, and Pacifica is also, fortunately, it's a very foggy town as well. So Carl the Fog got thrown out there though because it's sort of the fog bank right before the city.
Yeah, you guys are actually
Should be a
opening up
collab though.
three new tap rooms, right?
Pacifica.
Working on it. Pacifica's for sure, and the other ones are, you know, work in progress. That press article just jumped the gun. I mean, like, you know, we can't control
I'm putting
the
it in
press,
there.
but I think,
I'm gonna nerd out in their chat, and you can talk to me about games.
I think it's likely there'll be more coming. Yeah.
That's exciting.
My wife surfs in Pacifica all the time, so I'm definitely gonna have to hitch a ride with her. She goes to Santa Cruz too, but not as often. Cause it's like an hour and a half away from us.
I gotta write down what do they call it? The
Whenever
spook.
you guys are open, I'm gonna have to hitch a ride with her and come
Spooky
say hi.
Beer Fest. Spook.
Frank,
It
you
was
know
like
what?
it rhymed. It rhymed.
I heard you were single-handedly responsible for Stacy's surf habit.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just gonna write
You
down
taught
Spooky
Grace
Beer
to
Fest.
surf, and then Stacy saw Grace surfing, thought it looked awesome, and learned.
Because I'll put this. If you guys want to join on the
surfing.
next Beer
Now
Fest,
Stacy's a big surfer.
from Hop Culture,
Wait,
I'll
Stacy, a humble
I'll be tweeting about it.
His wife
So
surfs.
that if you want to join next time when I'm streaming, we can drink together. You can watch
I don't know Grace's
live,
wife.
ask your questions to the
I don't
group.
know anything about Humble Sea, Stacy. but-
Yeah, she saw.
That's really cool. Seriously.
Yeah, like she surfs like 3 or 4 times.
Add
a week
Humble Sea.
now.
What is the vitamin
She's, like,
content
picked
of
up
your
a
beer?
surfboard this morning.
Yes.
went
How
and-
healthy
went and
is
got
this
one
beer?
somewhere. Yeah, she's really into it. So really indirectly, I have you to thank. She has
We
you.
had
To
We had a marketing team.
Everyone in this
meeting
chat should
the
know
other
that
day,
Strange
and Grace
Roots in
was sitting
Pittsburgh is one of the
exactly
best
where
producers of
Grace is
sours in the
sitting right now,
country.
without the beers behind her.
We'll try that
And
out.
In the middle of the meeting, you couldn't see the head or below the torso. You just saw somebody walk by the screen carrying a surfboard.
That's a ghost.
And it was Stacy going to surf.
Oh, that's like
Why
that's
can't I
definitely
not
the
open
coolest thing
Discord
I've
right
heard all
now?
day Is that somehow you surfing down in Santa Cruz with us inspired your wife to actually, like, you know, just really get into the sport, which is like, that's what we love. That's why we're like very kookily branded, is because it's like we want the ocean to be accessible to everybody instead of sort of the typical surf culture, which is pretty territorial.
No, the ocean is for everybody.
So yeah, be a kook.
I don't
get a
surf,
soft
but the
top, come
ocean
down
is
to Santa
home.
Cruz,
I'm a mermaid.
Surf real bad with us.
Vitamins and beer. What do you think it's made with?
Some of the
Flintstone
best times
vitamins?
I've
I
ever
mean,
had was
honestly.
surfing terribly with you.
I mean, there's got to be like there's calories in beer, so there must be some kind of like
I had a great time surfing
nutritional
terribly right next to you.
content. But like, if you're looking to get your vitamins from beer,
All right, I think that is about.
think you have
where we
bigger
need
problems.
to wrap up. What better note to end on than surfing terribly? Frank,
Yeah.
thank you so much for joining us. This is a pleasure.
Thanks for having me.
this was fun. I gotta put all 4 of these beers
it's an honor.
back
And
because I
thanks for
wasn't in
hosting
love
us.
with any
This is
of
such a
them.
cool lineup.
Morning
We're
Quickie
really
was
stoked to
good.
be next to all these other brewers. So thanks, gang.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thank
I
you,
know
Frank.
which I'm gonna go back to that. I drank all
Cheers.
of the smoothie beer.
Cheers.
What beer did I need to go back to?
All right. Well, that
I'll
was
go
a
to the
fun
fridge and check them
festival.
out. I forget there
You
were
guys
so
have
many.
fun?
It's a blast.
Some amazing beers in the box, I will say.
Amazing beers, amazing conversation. Doesn't get much better than that.
I know
True.
they were amazing because I tried all of them. And, I should know
All
better
right, I'm
by
gonna
now,
mute
and
them
I don't.
because they're wrapping up their session. I'll go to me. We're not done streaming. Just putting that out there. I'm closing out their window. I'm gonna take a quick, a longer than normal break because I have to take this guy out